Welcome, football fans, to Goffstown, New Hampshire, October 2nd, 2017. What a day it is. Welcome to the broadcast. Today we have an epic treat for you. It's a co-production between Goffstown TV Sports and BCTV. Also, listening pleasure on 105.1 FM WBH. What a terrific day for high school football here in Goffstown for today's Division I matchup between the 3-2 Bulldogs of Bedford and the 4-1 Grizzlies of Goffstown. I'm Al Potvin, voice of the Grizzlies. Joined today at color is the Bedford commentator, Steve Beals. Steve, welcome to the show.
Great to be here, Alan. Been waiting for this for a number of weeks.
This is a terrific game. And whenever the calendar comes out, Steve, in the North Division, I think everybody just looks at the calendar and says, mark that date. And that date is between the Bulldogs and the Grizzlies.
Well, this is a whole Division I. This is what the NHIA wanted. They wanted to develop regional rivalries, Alan. They've certainly got that with a Pinkerton and Londonderry. There's no question that the Bedford-Goffstown rivalry is at the top of the list.
Yep.
Central's always in there when they're playing well.
15.
It's kind of starting to work out the way they want, and it's an exciting thing to see.
It's interesting you brought up Central. Central, has their ups and downs, their flows. Always plays Goffstown tough. I think we're here at the coin toss. This is a live production, folks, first of its kind between two communities for NHIAA football in the state of New Hampshire between Goffstown TV Sports and BCTV. There's a lot that goes on in this broadcast. I want to recognize a few people. We have Chris from BCTV along with Adam McCune for Goffstown TV. The camera crews, we have Kevin, we have Parker, we have Broden. We have Brian on the scoreboard. Folks, it takes an awful lot. We even have, for your viewing pleasure today, Scott Gross as a sideline reporter. So he'll be doing some duties for us down on the sideline. I think you're going to enjoy. We got some instant replays. We've got some slow motion cameras. It's going to be certainly a viewing treat, Steve, for the viewership.
Technology's coming to the local level, and it just enhances the broadcast, Alan, so much when you can show flags on the screen. You'll be seeing instant replay out there, audience, and as you said, Alan, it just makes the game for the viewer that much more fun to follow. We're trying to do the very best we can with these community television networks to be able to bring the best in the business, and I'm raring to go here. This game I've been waiting for a long time. It's exciting.
We see across the field, 81, Jared Heidenreich, he's getting ready, and Steve, I think we're bouncing a little bit too. You and I are getting a little antsy to get this show on the road.
Well, let's just make sure, Alan, we don't do it both at the same time with this thing. We'll test the limits of this baby right now. So,
well, looks
just
like
kidding.
Coin toss has been decided. Let's describe a little bit. The weather is a little cloudy here, overcast, muggy, about 72 degrees. The field is in great shape, Steve, as we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
The Grizzlies are in their home dark jerseys. They will be on the right side of your screen, headed left. The Bulldogs are in their away travel white jerseys on the left side of your screen, headed left to right.
I don't know if AC/DC years back planned that they would be such an integral part of all football, but boy, I'll tell you, that band is synonymous with football, and when you start hearing that music and that Angus Young guitar going, I'll tell you, it's easy to get jacked up.
There's a famous quote out there, there's two seasons. There's football season and waiting to be football season.
I'm with you there, Alan.
National anthem. Okay, excellent. Steve, you and I were talking earlier, it really has nothing to do with football, but yet has everything to do with high school football, and that's the band. It's a pleasure to see a band travel with the team come here, and they're able to do the national anthem for us.
It adds such a dimension, and it's just so much a part of young students recognizing that each of us has our own talents, and it really unifies the game as even bigger than football, and it's just so important for these young athletes and these young musicians to kind of collect together, because you know what? They're going to work side by side as Americans the rest of their life, and it's a great builder for that.
No question. And you know, Steve, when we take a look at the stands are in capacity. Bedford obviously doesn't have a long way to go. There might be some Bedford residents that are actually closer to this field than a lot of the Goffstown residents.
Really want to make a comment, Alan, on the improvements here at Goffstown High School as far as that flow in and out. Just great. It was great. The school's looking great. The field's looking great. Nice job off season.
All done
here
over the summer. Here's Gibson for the Grizzlies, set to kick off. Grizzlies are in the dark jerseys, right to left across your TV screen and across your radio. High kick short at about the 27-yard line. Fielded by the Bulldogs, and we call that a gaggle of Grizzlies. Tackle number 5 that's Mumpini on the reception.
I really like what Justin does with these kicks because he doesn't want to allow the best player at Bedford to get the ball. I'm really surprised when we're doing so many games this year that I haven't seen more of this, but it is starting to catch on. I like the strategy, especially early. Don't allow your opposition to get momentum. Smart move.
Steve, after a couple of key injuries to the Bulldogs, we have junior quarterback Thomas Morgan, number 6, doing the heavy lifting for the Bulldogs today.
I really think that this was helpful in the Spalding game where he got to start the whole game. That was a good move by Derek Stank.
Morgan has Mumpini in motion. Looks like that's number 22. That's Norfleet on the carry. Stuffed maybe a gain of 2 yards on the play.
Yeah, definitely Goffstown's home field here. The field's in great shape, but Goffstown's used to playing on grass. They're well anchored. They use a 4-point stance, and right there they were able to clog up most of the gaps there.
Morgan set in the shotgun. Mumpini to his left. Morgan keeps it himself, picks up about 5. Oh, drilled by Duval right at about the 37-yard line.
It looks like it's about 2 yards short. Looked like he slipped as he turned left, but Duval had him right in his sights. Nice form tackle, square hips. It's one of the things you'll see with both of these football teams. They're well coached in blocking and tackling.
Fundamentals is the name of the game.
It sure is. It's never going to change.
Morgan with one set back behind him. That's senior Norfleet. He's 6'2", 205. Morgan on the snap, keeps it himself right up the middle. That's where the Grizzlies' strength is, and a lot of Grizzlies, after he gets the first down, he's down at about the 45-yard line. Bulldogs, 1st and 10.
I like the play calling on this, the choices, because one of the things you want to do with a young quarterback just coming in with not a lot of experience is get a couple, move the sticks, play fundamental base football, and that's what they're able to do there, and open up a few holes on that 3-5 defense.
Well, certainly what I think it does is build his confidence.
It does.
Let's get some confidence. Let's get some composure.
Start with the simple stuff.
Yep, the little jitters are out of his system. Morgan's there in the shotgun with Norfleet set off just back behind him on the left. Pitch over to Norfleet. He's across the 45. He's just at about midfield. He picks up about 6 yards on the play. The Bulldogs cross midfield.
Al, I'll probably drive you crazy about the lineman assessment here, but that's what I look at all the time. Like to look at the trench and see what's going on. First thing is, it doesn't look like Goffstown's getting the separation they need from the Bedford offensive lineman. I know that Coach Huff will be all over that, but that's one of the reasons why they've been able to slip through the line. 2nd and 5
for the Bulldogs. 9:50 on the clock. Morgan in the shotgun. 3 wide out. 2 on the top of the screen. 1 at the bottom of the screen. He's looking for a pass. Goes left. Pass is complete. Out at about the 40-yard line. Moving the sticks one more time on the Bulldogs. Excellent momentum.
Yeah, Chabrick, I think, was a primary receiver on that. He is his number 1 go-to guy. Runs great pass routes. Turns around quickly. Executes. He knows exactly where he is. If you need 6 yards, he'll get you 6.5.
Now in the backfield behind Morgan is 39. That's Toscano. 3 receivers at the bottom of the screen. 1 set out at the top. Morgan in the shotgun. Toscano over his right shoulder. Morgan gets the call. Across the 40-yard line. He's still brought down finally by Justin Pernard.
Had me faked out there, Morgan did. I thought he handed it off to Toscano. I think you might have as well.
Exactly.
And but give Goffstown credit. They picked that up very well. That means that they're getting vision. It means those 3 down linemen are providing good gap control so that great linebacking core of the Grizzlies can get good vision and pick it up.
Can do their job. Justin Pernard can certainly do that. He's the middle linebacker for the Grizzlies. Also at linebacking, number 5, Joey Poisson. And finally, number 52, Jake Brown. We'll be calling their names, I'm sure, quite a bit today.
Takes a lot of discipline for the backside of that fake to hold, and he did it.
Morgan with Toscano, this time on his left. Morgan keeps it. He's rolling right, rolling left. Under a lot of pressure, brought down by Jake Brown and Joey Poisson, the two big linebackers. He's down at 50-yard line.
So the first situation where he does something that's a little bit out of base, unconventional, Morgan gets trapped. Should not have done that. Should have thrown the ball out of bounds immediately. He had the time in the pocket. There was caving in around him, but he had a little area to get it out of bounds, and now that's going to put Bedford back and put this drive in jeopardy.
And as you mentioned, that's probably the inexperience, rearing its ugly head.
And an excellent Goffstown defense.
Shotgun this time with Norfleet on his right. He's looking to pass, looking left, goes right up the middle. Pass is dropped, number 22, sorry, that's Norfleet, intended receiver.
Situation again, Morgan not able to execute a good screen pass. I don't know if it was anywhere near enough to get a first down, but it would have been a gain.
Yep.
There's a situation right there where, coaches got to get rid of him. It's okay, that's a long game. Let's let our defense go out and make the stop. I'm excited to see Coach Huff's offense here. This is my first opportunity live.
Is that Legillian, number 7, kicking?
I think it is.
Legillian is set to punt. Set back is Andrew Duval and Carter Chenard, number 20. He's at the top of the screen. Headed to Chenard's direction at about the 12-yard line. He's along the sideline. He's knocked out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. Grizzlies will be 1st and 10 on their first possession here at Grizzly Den.
I like the choice of the kick. Get it towards the sidelines. Allow the containment to have a shorter area of concern. And nice job covering that kick. So
we're going to send this We're going to send this down to Scott. Scott, what do you got for us?
All right, I'm here on the Goffstown sideline. That was a pretty good moves by Bedford. They drove the ball pretty well. The offensive line for Bedford was getting a good push, but Goffstown was able to stop them. Now back to you.
Great job, Scott. Thank you. Charlie Keith is our quarterback, number 2. He set in the his usual shotgun, has 2 in the back. That's going to be Jack Stinnett. Oh, he's still on his feet, almost gobbled up by the Bulldogs. Has some blockers, finally dragged down and pushed down. Pickup of about maybe 6 yards on the play, it looks like, Steve.
Yeah, excellent job by the Goffstown quarterback to conceal that ball. I was following the other way. We've had 2 of those situations. I've watched Goffstown in past years do the same thing. So Somebody's coaching somebody right here every single year.
Yeah, it's reminiscent of the Casey Gervais days.
It really is, yeah.
The way Charlie plays, probably not as big, but he does a great job hiding and protecting that ball. Stinnett right up the middle.
It's going to be close. It looks like it's going to be a little. He may have it.
I think it may be a little short.
It looks a little short initially. They may pull a measurement here. It looks like the refs are going to bring the sticks out, or maybe make an independent call. I don't know.
Either way, it's going to be really close.
It sure is. Yeah, they're going to say first down.
Grizzlies 1st and 10, moving the sticks. 7:23 on the clock. We have a scoreless game here in Goffstown.
Nice little second effort there, and I think that's what got him the first down. He was wrapped up and he dove forward. That's what a forward lean will do for you when you're running the ball.
It's almost like he hit a brick wall and he decided to take a left-hand turn and back up a little bit.
I think he did. He found a chink in the armor.
They're adding some time, I think, on the clock, Steve.
Yeah, it looks like a little... refs are right on it.
It's going to be 1st and 10 with 7:27 on the clock. Ball is on the 29-yard line. Charlie Keith in the shotgun. Right to Stinnett again. No, that's Duvall. He has it. He has a blocker. Leaps over a defender. He's still on his feet. He's on the sideline across midfield. He cuts back in. He's over by the sideline. Slips on his feet. He's down at the 47-yard line. Grizzlies, big gain here.
Had some lead blocking out in front of him. And what they have that designed for is whatever it takes to wrap him on the inside and get outside containment to push it in. And that's exactly what happened with the quarterback. He knew ahead of time, that's by design downfield, to get him inside so he can hug the sideline. Always get your quarterback to the sideline.
Charlie Keith with Duvall. This time Duvall gets the ball. No, Charlie gets it right up the middle. Pickup of about 5 yards on the play. Charlie Keith decides to keep it. Setback is Duvall and Stinnett, Steve.
Yeah, gone back to conventional. Goffstown's gone to conventional blocking right there, doing a nice job, and they're getting on the right side. And Bedford now is doing what Goffstown did last time. They're not getting the separation to get away from these linemen. The offensive linemen controlling the line of scrimmage right now. It's going to be very interesting to watch. I think your quarterback is doing a fantastic job concealing the ball. Linebackers are a little confused.
Charlie Keith with the handoff to Jack Stinnett. He's still on his feet. He's moving his feet. He's driving forward. He's got a first down. The Grizzlies are going to move the chains. There's no laundry on the field. 1st and 10, Goffstown. deep this time into Bulldog territory.
Yeah, linebackers from Bedford having some vision trouble right now. What's happening? Offensive linemen are getting underneath and standing them up, and it's given Bedford linebacker core difficulty seeing that exchange. And they're getting through the line, and I'll tell you, this big guy, I forgot his name, you know what it is, he is impressive on the right-hand tackle, right guard.
High snap, bobbled it, it's on the ground, it's loose. Looks like Bulldogs ball at their own 30-yard line. It is Bulldogs 1st and 10 at their own 38.
We didn't have a time to talk about keys before the game as we got started, but that's clearly one of them. I was going to say, as always.
Yep. Tell me, give me 5 seconds.
Let's take another peek at that one,
Yep.
Steve.
Yeah, I think what you're going to see there is he never really handled the ball. He never got full control of it as he was going through the line, falling down. I saw the ball. I think you'll see it be leaking out there. And Bedford had a number of players in the right position to get on it.
Morgan in the shotgun with Norfleet on his left. 2 wide at the top of your screen, 1 at the bottom. Morgan, good snap. Norfleet gets the call, cuts right back towards the middle. Wrapped up right away by Pinard after a gain of about 6 yards on the play. Bedford will be 6 in about 4.
Trenches are fierce right now. There's a lot of energy being expended. So this is when you start seeing this stuff, when the depth of the team or the depth of the trenches starts to become very, very important. Looks like a pretty even stand right now. This is a war going on in there.
Absolutely. Now down is Norfleet in the slot receiver position towards the bottom of the screen. Morgan all alone in the shotgun. Norfleet in motion. Norfleet gets it, runs to the top of the screen, down at about the 35-yard line. Really no gain on that play.
The situation there, Norfleet's got to cut up field on that. If he's looking to get a gain, there was a clear seal on the outside. As soon as he reads that, he's got to cut north-south, upfield, grab whatever is there. Sometimes when you go at it full speed, you'll break the defensive backfield, and then you can go a long ways. He made the wrong choice there on the run.
Toscano and Legullion are the setbacks to Morgan on both sides, surrounding Morgan in the shotgun. 3rd down, 2 yards to go. Ball's on the 36, just under 5 minutes here in Goffstown. High snap, Legullion trip. Wow, there's Adam Moses. Adam Moses is a big human being, Steve.
Adam Moses, a big human being, made a great play, take nothing, but that was about the exchange. The exchange was all fouled up.
Yep.
There was a cadence issue going on there, and that's where Bedford's going to have a challenge. They're going to have to meet that.
Steve, we're going to send it down to Scott one more time.
That was a good defensive stand by Goffstown. Defensive drive. Now they can get a punt return. Let's turn it back up to you guys.
All right, thanks, Scott. Set back to receive again is Duval and Chenard. High snap, under pressure, high kick, beautiful kick. Looks like it's going to land at about the 38-yard line. Clean catch by Chenard. Grizzlies will be 1st and 10 from their own 38.
Sorry about laughing, Alan, but I got to tell you, I do not get this new thing that's going on where defensive players are allowed to literally be 1 inch. Right? I see it in the NFL. I see it in college. I see it in high school.
Like, don't they have to have room to catch
Yes, and
the ball?
nobody's calling it anymore, and it's something that when they go in the offseason, they're going to have to correct. Because what it's doing is it's giving an unfair advantage to the defense, almost like an onside kick, and that's not what a punt is supposed to be, and I worry about safety as well.
Great point,
They got to
Steve.
start cracking down on this. That guy, Bedford, was literally almost touching.
In his grill.
In his grill, absolutely. Good way of putting it.
Set back with Charlie Keith is Jacksonette all alone. Charlie rolls to his left. He's looking to pass. He's looking for Chenard. He's open. Pass is caught by Chenard. 1st down and more. Still on his feet. Brought down at about the 32-yard line. Grizzlies with a nice big pass play.
What I like about that pass was it was passing to the spot, Allen. And that's very difficult for DB to be able to handle. When you're passing and trying to lead somebody, that's different than throwing to the spot. That's because it's been well rehearsed, well coached, and they've done that 1,000 times, and the receiver actually comes to the ball. So hard for defensive back to cover.
Here's Charlie Keith. High snap again, right to Stinnett, right up the middle. He's met right away immediately by number 7. That's Legullion on the tackle, or the start of the tackle process, Steve.
Here's something to look for right here, Alan. You're seeing some tackles get missed because they're not getting strong wraps. That's a sign of fatigue. We got heavy air right now. Lactic acid builds up. People start getting gassed, and that's where you start seeing mistakes.
Yeah, it's a little bit muggy. It's about 73, I'd say 75 degrees, but it's muggy, Steve. You're right. 3.5 minutes. Duval in motion. Charlie keeps it himself. He's right up the middle, wrapped up right away. Nice tackle Is that 81? That looks like 81.
It does. Yeah, it is.
That's Bourgeois on the tackle for the Bulldogs. Wrapped them up right away.
Good football player. What you're seeing right now is, again, this is what good well-coached teams do. The Bedford's now getting some separation on defense that they weren't, just like Goffstown wasn't, and then they did. That means there's good communication getting out in the field with those defensive linemen. You cannot stop a run if you are playing inside with your against the offensive lineman. You can't do it.
Did you see who wrapped them up at the top?
I missed that. I was trying to get the number, but he was out of the picture.
Keith to Duvall. Still on his feet. He's dancing around. He cuts back right towards the middle. He's still on his feet. Boy, he's elusive. He's going to have the first down for the Grizzlies deep into the Bulldog territory. 1st and 10. Ball looks like it's on the 20-yard line.
Nice inside seal done by Goffstown right there. And then if you can get Duvall some space as he approaches line of scrimmage, he does incredible things on his own.
Steve,
very reminiscent last night of Ty Hicks from Pinkerton in the Pinkerton North game.
He ducks, he dives, he ditches, and he dodges. Number 5 is checked in on the offense. That's Joey Poisson as a fullback. Gets a nice block. On his feet still is Duvall. He's dancing around. He's got another first down for the Grizzlies. It appears he's on about the 6 or the 7-yard line.
I still come back to it. Probably down the 40-yard line. Might have been a good time for Bedford to call a timeout. You got 3 of them, and the defense is fatigued right now, and you can just see it because they're getting moved. Goffstown's feeling good. They're running downhill. It's going to be hard to stop.
Interesting when they always check in Joey Poisson. He's a linebacker, but he's always right in, just set off the what is that, 50? Yeah. Okay, sorry. Jack Stinnett right up the middle. Boy, he's going to be close to about the 3rd. About the 3rd, would you say, Steve?
I would say you're about right, and I think that the inside, the guard, center, and tackle are winning the battle against Bedford right now. When you start seeing hands on the hips, look at the Bedford defensive line. Every hand is on the hip. That usually means they're trying to gather back energy.
That's Dan Locke, number 50. Number 57, Eric Lefebvre, also the punter for the Grizzlies. Keith with Duvall and Stinnett. Wow, big loss for the Grizzlies. Nice quick read on the tackle. Is that Aganos, number 40?
I don't know. I thought that he was out for this game. If it is 40, I mean
that is number 40.
It is number 40. There's no dash. I just don't know if that's Dimitri yet. I'll tell you one thing. He hit like Dimitri does.
All right.
So maybe he's in the game. We need to get down. See if we can find out if that is him in the game now.
If we can get Scott to find out if that's Dimitri Aganos, number 40. And number 55.
Yeah, that would be good to know. I don't know if that was a referee's timeout or what. Looks like it was.
We're down to 1:10 here, Steve, on the clock. Grizzlies are on the 9-yard line. It's 3rd down.
Yeah, this is the furthest striking distance either team has got. And it's by great trench work and by the offensive line.
Coleman Hanrahan is running with Keith. He has a quick pass out. Toe tap in, Jared Heidenreich. Let's see a signal. Haven't seen it yet.
Touchdown.
There it is.
Yep, touchdown.
Touchdown, Grizzlies. There's that differential in height. I mean, Jared's 6'4".
Actually, that wasn't because of height. That was Mampini was just off him by about 7 yards. That was a great pass route. There was some confusion in the defensive backfield by Bedford, and Goffstown took full advantage of it. Nice pass route. He faked inside. Mampini slipped a little bit. He turned outside. What I'm really impressed with here is how Goffstown is throwing to the spot. Quarterback's on cue right now, throwing some good balls.
Minnick set for the extra point. Good snap. Kick is up. Looks like it's good. It is good.
It is good.
Grizzlies have 7 on the board here in Goffstown as they lead the Bulldogs with 53 seconds remaining on the clock.
Bedford had an opportunity. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
We're going to throw this right down to Scott, Steve.
All right, that was a real big drive by Goffstown. They were set back 5 yards on that great Bedford defense, but I've been saying it for a long time. The gem of this offense, the receiving core, is Heidenreich, and that was a back shoulder throw to Heidenreich for a nice touchdown for Goffstown. So Goffstown takes a 7-0 lead, and we've got 53 seconds left in the first.
Can we communicate with him? No.
Thank you, Scott. Nice little sideline reporting.
I agree with Scott 100%. I think he nailed it. And it just great pass route, great hands. He was big enough to know that he has the height and the size to be able to get the body position. He didn't even need it because Mampini was about 7 or 8 yards off, at least 3 or 4.
Glennon and Chabrick set back to receive for the Bulldogs. Gibson set to kick from his own 40. Grizzlies lead 7-0. Short kick to about the 25. Fielded clean. He's on his feet. Still on his feet, cuts back to the left-hand side, still on his feet. He cut it to the sideline. He's across the 40-yard line, down at about the 41-yard line of the Bulldogs. They'll be 1st and 10.
Yeah, he made something out of nothing right there. I actually thought he was going to get pulled down back at the 20-yard line. Give him credit. You don't generally want to coach that, but you don't yell at him if he makes yardage. But boy, if he gets back to the 19th, then at that point you got to let him know.
Looks like that was
go forward.
Looks like that was number 5, Lucian Mumfini.
He's a prolific runner. Very much reminds me a little bit of a Shanrook Hussein that Bedford had last year. Very effective athlete. He's got a lot of those same qualities, athletic qualities.
Toscano in the backfield. Morgan in his shotgun. At the bottom of the screen is number 16. That's Glennon. Right to Toscano. He's at midfield. Finally brought down. He's got a first down for the Bulldogs. They're going to be 1st and 10.
Yeah, we talked at the beginning of the game, before the game, Alan, I told you about Toscano. This kid hasn't been getting a lot of reps during the year, but he'll tell you, you're not going to find a guy to come in and back up guys that are close and tight as that crew. He's a good runner. Excellent work by the offensive line. They didn't look tired there.
Not at all. Morgan in the shotgun. Is that Toscano to his right? Yep. We're going to have a flag on the play. False start maybe, Steve?
Either that or too much time. I think it was a false start, though. Yep, false start. I think it looked like it was on the right side. I couldn't make out the jersey. It looked like one of the linemen on the right side moved.
Bulldogs will be 1st and 15 from their own 46. As the Grizzlies lead 7-0, we're going to pretty much run out of time here, Steve. I think we're down to about 18.
I agree. If you're going to have a 5-yard penalty, you want it on first down, so you got the 3 downs ahead of you. But you never like those. Those are things you look back at later and
looks like we'll get one here. Morgan in the shotgun. Toscano to his left. Mumfini in motion. Mumfini gets the ball. He's headed right to the middle. Met by Joey Poisson. Pushed back. Loss of 1 yard on the play for the Grizzlies.
Poisson makes tackles 3 seconds before the play. He sets himself up. He lines up. He's square hip to the line. And he's so athletic, his lateral movement back and forth, even great athletes just can't get through him. And it's such a big part of Goffstown's defense because he neutralizes the top runner.
Yep.
And I've seen him do it in Exeter. It's just been very, very, and I heard he did that in Winnicott. He played very well, played a great game there.
That was a great defensive battle.
Great defensive battle. And without Poisson, I heard it might have been somewhat different. He was that good.
Absolutely.
And he's showing it here today. But it's the fundamentals in which he plays for. The athletic thing, that's God-given. We appreciate all that. The hard work, that's up to him. But it's the decision-making of the mind that this kid does, the way he lines them up. He's very, very form-oriented. I like it.
Since I've been announcing here for GTV Sports, one thing you're hitting the nail on the head is the Grizzlies are a good, fundamentally tackling team.
They are.
They wrap up, they grab nice and low. They don't really miss a lot of tackles and go high. They're all taught at a very young age, I believe, and these kids are wrapping them up nicely.
Yeah, I mean, that's when you learn how to tackle like that, when you can make your mistakes and grow at the youth level and then get fine-tuned at the high school level with a good feeder program, that's really, really important. Exeter, Bedford, Goffstown, I can go on down the list, take a look. You know what I mean? Those programs benefit from that.
Fresh 12 minutes on the clock here in Goffstown. Grizzlies lead 7-0. That's Morgan in the shotgun. He's set back to pass, takes 2 steps. Quick little pass deflected by Jake Brown, number 52. It's intended for, is that 17?
I think it was 17, yes.
17, that's
Jack Jones, yeah. One of the things that Morgan's having trouble with is throwing the ball with vision. He doesn't have any. As soon as if those offensive linemen do not clear out that pocket, he's struggling a little bit.
Yep.
Connor Robert, the quarterbacks, the premier quarterbacks in the league, they don't have that trouble because they've got that height.
It's a difference of 4 inches. 5'10" and 6'2" makes all the difference in the world.
You said that. You got it right there, Alan. I agree.
Morgan set back. All alone, 3 wideouts at the bottom of the screen. He's looking to pass, 2 steps, looking to pass, puts up a fake. He's under a lot of pressure by Evan Cuddy. Dragged out of bounds by Evan Cuddy and finished off by Joey Poisson.
Yeah, I mean, he set himself up for that. As soon as you get away on that, you could look and see the corner was not there. He was not going to get to the corner. You got to throw the ball out of bounds immediately. You can't sit there and think you're going to beat out these Goffstown linemen. They're big, but they're fast.
They're very fast.
They're agile. And Morgan is not a speedster. He doesn't have Connor Roberts' speed.
Yep. Set back to punt is number 1. That's Connor Crowley. He's a senior. He's 5'11", 152. Doing duties of punting duty, it looks like, as well as wide receiver.
Wow.
On the pressure was Baxter, number 30. That's received cleanly. Tripped up on the play is Duvall. He's down at about the 30-yard line. I think they'll mark him at about the 28. Grizzlies will be 1st and 10 from their own 28.
I think that was a little bit of a tackle, but a bigger trip. I think he slipped on the turf.
Yeah.
But that happened because Bedford had great containment on both sides of the ball, and that's what happens when you get that kind of airtime on the ball. That was a great kick right there. for a high school kick. Very good. Bedford's defense got to come up here, Alan. They have to, if they're going to, I mean, you giving the home team a 2-score lead in the first half is hard to overcome when you got a solid defense like Goffstown. I don't think there's any doubt that Coach Stank knows that his defense has got to come up here. Got to come up big.
Here come the Grizzlies. Charlie Keith in his shotgun. Looking to pass. He's going deep. Right across the middle. Shinadi's open across midfield. He's across the 35. He's down at about the 28-yard line. They're going to mark him down. Big gain for the Grizzlies. 1st and 10.
Very impressive release there. Great timing. That's a 1-2-3 pass. That was in the air. Very difficult to cover. Mumpini's struggling a little bit. I mean, I'm very high on this guy. He's a very, very good defensive back, but he's struggling right now with these patterns.
Now, that was more of a personal pass than a pass to the spot, as you alluded to
Absolutely.
earlier.
This guy, and
Charlie Keith, hand off. Nope. Quick little pass out to the side. Out. That's Duvall. He's across the 25, across the 20. He's cutting back to the middle. He's in the end zone. High stepping, kicking. Duvall, end zone. Mailman delivers one more time. No flags on the field. Grizzlies at 13.
Yeah, that's a big, 2 big plays. But, you know, it's execution. I mean, the pass was a little bit low, but it doesn't matter. Duvall can do things. You get him some open space, and I totally agree with Coach Huff's plan here. Get Duvall open space and then let him do the rest. That's
Correct.
what Pinkerton does with Hicks. Same thing.
Put the ball in an athlete's hand.
Absolutely, with good blocking.
Minnick set to kick for the extra point, trying to make it 14-0 here as the Grizzlies are home today against the Bulldogs. Wobbly snap, kick is up. It looks a little left. They're going to call it good. Grizzlies are 14-0 over the Bulldogs.
Fortunately, I think that was a curl more than it was straight, and I think he got it on the inside of the post. Yep. Bedford's got to regroup right now because, you know, things can fall downhill quickly. They're a well-coached team, but they've got to come up some. Right now, I see a Morgan factor right now. Nothing against Morgan, but I'm seeing real trouble.
Inexperience.
He's not only inexperienced, he's not getting the vision because he doesn't have the height to see over those stand-up linemen who are very tall.
Steve, we're going to send it right down back to Scott.
Good. All right, that was a great touchdown by Duval. As you can see, the ball was thrown a little bit at his feet, but he scooped it. He just broke free for that touchdown. So Goffstown's up 14-0 on Bedford, and so far so good. Goffstown, if it wasn't for that fumble, they might even be 21 at this point. Back to you guys.
Grizzlies coming out to the field, set to kick, set back for the Bulldogs is 16. That's Glennon. We have Chabrick, we have Mumpini, and we have Norfleet. Boy, those, I mean, that's any team would like to have 1 or 2 of these guys on the team, let alone 4.
Absolutely. This is a big play right here, Alan, as far as, you want to establish field position from Bedford's standpoint.
Gibson set to kick from the Grizzly 40. Excellent kick right into the gap, right into the bounces in front of Mumpini. Has the ball, still on his feet, try to cut through the middle. Looks like Jack Stinnett is now doing special teams, brought down Mumpini at about the 29-yard line. Bulldogs will be 1st and 10.
Yeah, in that situation, best opportunity to get the most yardage is pick a lane and go for it full speed. A little bit of dancing back and forth there. That was probably because of a good cover, but you got to pick a lane and you got to go with it.
Like you said earlier, north and south, just head in that
direction. Absolutely. Goffstown did a nice job covering their lanes. They didn't give them up. On both sides of the field, I'm seeing some slipping going on with the field here, Alan. I don't know if there was rain here last night or what.
It's very slippery, just walking across earlier today. Here's Morgan in the shotgun, Norfleet to his right. Morgan keeps it himself. He's met by a gaggle of Grizzlies. There's Jake Brown, there's Pinard, and not surprising, that's Evan Cuddy at the bottom of the pile.
Probably looking at a passing down here. Be interested to see if interesting. The linemen are standing up when they're blocking, and he has no vision to throw the ball. Maybe a rollout, I don't know, maybe a step up, I don't know, but that you can see he's struggling a little bit getting good vision.
Norfleet's on his left. We have Chabrick. His number 1 target is on the left at the bottom of the screen. Norfleet gets it, cuts towards the middle. He's cutting towards the top of the screen. He's going to be dragged down after he picks up the first down, dragged down by Pinard.
Yeah, this guy's been doing it all year, this Norfleet kid. He's terrific. What I like about that is you see he got behind his blocker, got his hand on his back,
and just
leading
follows him.
Yep, and follows him through, and he got extra yardage. That's a big play for Bedford right there. It's a nice run. Right side of the offensive line did some good work there.
They're adding 4 more seconds on the clock. 10:27 will be on the clock. Grizzlies lead 14-0. Here in the second quarter in Goffstown, 10:27 will be on the clock. Bulldogs 1st and 10.
Awareness on the field by the referee staffs this year. I've never seen I mean, I've always appreciated our referees. What they do is a real service. They don't earn a bunch of money. I mean, it's just, token. But these people are great volunteers, essentially, and they're doing a great job this year. Every team I see, right on it. Good conferences.
Morgan and Norfleet. Morgan looking to pass, takes 2 steps back. He's going to be under some pressure. Oh, he's on his feet across the 40, 45. He's out of bounds at about the 47.
Okay, that's what we're looking for, Alan, right there.
That's smart play.
That's smart play. That's what he wasn't doing before. Obviously, the offensive staff has talked to Morgan. If it's not there, get outside and get to the sidelines and grab whatever you can. Stop the clock. That's going to help Bedford. Nice work.
Clearly, the Bulldogs had some good blocking on the pass rush, and it equated into about 4 or 5 yards.
They also weren't standing straight up, blocking his vision. He could see that time. He made a nice decision. Nice work.
Morgan with Toscano. Toscano gets the ball, cuts back right to the middle, and really not much of anything on that play, maybe 1 yard.
Handoffs are off time. Morgan has to fake that, hold it, and he's got to shoot right. He can't let backside to get behind the runner with the ball. He's got to improve those fakes.
Steve,
Connor Roberts is phenomenal at it.
And that's just reps and practice.
That's all it is.
Repetition.
That's all it is. Nothing. No criticism towards the kid. I mean, this is a big game for a fella that's been in his situation to go in. I'm just saying that the areas where I see, and hopefully this will grow him as a player.
Morgan cutting to the left. Quick little toss to number 7. Across midfield, I think he's got the first down for the Bulldogs.
I know exactly why that play was called, Alan. What happened is Goffstown defense started to over-pursue a little bit. Upstairs must have seen it, and that's why you run a counter. You run a counter when the backers start thinking that he's going to definitely go there. Backside starts taking a step in the wrong direction. That's exactly what they did. That was a good call.
Bulldogs 1st and 10 across midfield. They're right in front of us here at the 46 of the Grizzlies. Morgan with Toscano just at midfield. Good snap, looking to pass. He's looking left. As Chabrick wrapped up by Heidenreich, finished off by Pinard. He's down. Pickup of about 2 yards on the play.
Little things in football games make a big deal. And there's one right there where Goffstown, this is part of the reason why they're so successful this year. They're able to get they're able to get the runner down. Instead of just, and that starts in the weight room.
You'll notice they start at the ankles, and then somebody comes and finishes them off.
That's
up top.
A swarming defense, aggression. That's what it's all about. Nice work there.
Toscano with Morgan in the shotgun. 1st down, 6 yards to go. Ball's on the 41 of the Grizzlies. Morgan, quick little handoff met by Adam Moses, not going anywhere when you meet that body.
Too long a period of time for the ball carrier to get to the line of scrimmage. I mean, you want to watch somebody do it right, watch Pinkerton. I'm telling you, they get to that line so fast. If Bedford's going to do it, going to run that play, it's got to be a little cleaner handoff right there. And I also would emphasize Morgan's got to play the fake. He's got to sell it to the linebackers because that's how you make big plays out of that. He's not selling it yet.
Checking in for Toscano is Norfleet, number 22. He's the lone back with Morgan. Morgan looking to pass. Nope.
Nice.
Little handoff. That was good timing there. We're still on his feet. Missing tackles here, unusual for the Grizzlies. Finally brought down by number 20, Carter Chenard.
He's growing. He's piecing together some good plays.
Timing there.
He did a great job right there. This kid's got it. It's just experience, Alan, like you've been saying all game. So if he continues to grow, and this is so important that Bedford's got to get on the board. Whether they get a field goal or touchdown, they got to get on the board.
Got to put points up on the
points. Can't come away here empty-handed. That's too many times.
Fresh set of downs for the Bulldogs. Morgan in the shotgun, Norfleet to his left. Morgan keeps it himself. He bumps to the right. He's bumping to the outside. He's out of bounds after a gain of about 1 yard on the play.
Yeah, great. That time he sold it, and he had the defense there.
Just nowhere to go.
Yeah, I mean, because he's the second. I mean, normally you'd want him to cut up field on that because the seal was on the outside.
Yep.
But to be honest with you, with your backup quarterback in the game, get him to the sidelines, keep him safe because you can't afford to lose him.
Yep.
So.
Morgan and Norfleet. Chabrick and Mumfini, bottom of your screen. He's rolling to the right. Nice little fake there. He's under pursuit. He's still on his feet at about 25. Joey Poisano rip him down at about the 20-yard line. That's a gain of about probably
3 or 4, maybe.
Yeah, maybe 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, instead of trying to fake out Poison, it just isn't going to happen. Yeah. You're not going to fake out. Right. Quarterback Morgan did a nice job up until the point where he tried to fake one of the top DBs in the state. And he just needs to shoot the vector and go and grab what he's got. He could have got an extra 3 or 4 yards there. But a great fake, a great pivot there.
Already just in this drive, he's improved his fake.
He really has, yep. And that's coaching along the way.
Toscano in the backfield. Morgan in the shotgun. Toscano gets it off to the right, wrapped up right away by Evan Cuddy. Nice tackle by, oh no, 75, wrapped him up. That's nice tackle by Joshua Picard.
The speed of these big men from Goffstown on the defensive line really impresses me. You know, this is a slippery grass field, and these guys are making some athletic moves. That was very impressive right there. Who was that made that tackle?
That's number 75.
Oh, it was 75. I thought so.
Joshua Picard.
Yeah, give him, that's a big play right there. Puts Bedford at 4th and 3. This is an interesting decision. Looks like they're going to go for it.
Mumfini and Chabrick at the bottom of the screen. At the top, is that 16? That's probably Glennon.
Cole Glennon.
Looking to pass. He's looking left. He's under a lot of pressure. He's got to pass. It's high. It's up. It's out there. Chabrick is tall enough. He grabs it. No flags on the field.
No flags.
After a nice tap, there's a definite height
That was
advantage.
close. That could have been called either way, but I don't think you can argue either way because it was that close.
Well, listen, when you're 6'5", and you're being guarded by a guy who's 5'9", that helps.
Well, I think what made that non-call was Chabrick never stopped looking at the ball. He was looking back. He kind of made it look like he was going, which he was. He was going for the ball. Referee's probably going to let that go.
Joseph Aiello's set to kick the extra point for the Grizzlies. Grizzlies trying to get their personnel off the field in time, and it looks like they don't do it. Kick is up. And it is good. Bulldogs on the board, 14-7 here in Goffstown. 6:13 remaining in the first half. What a day for high school football.
So
Steve.
guess what? What happens now is the guys who were tired in the trenches for Bedford aren't so tired as they run off the field.
Get a little bounce in their step.
Exactly, got a little bounce, and now Morgan's showing growth. Now is he going to continue to do that? They obviously, with this Goffstown football team, Bedford has to have that. Now we got a game back again. Now it's going to be about what the defense does.
You know, interesting, if we can get a shot with the camera. Yeah, we're going to throw this right down to Scott, down at the sideline. Let's see what Scott has to say. He's down at the 20.
That was an unbelievable push-off that was not called by the officials here. That was clearly push-off by the offense. They call it. That results in a Bedford touchdown. A lot of this on the Goffstown sideline. I saw Coach Tuff pretty upset.
Well, we talked about that. You know, definitely height advantage. I had a post in the way.
If the receiver is looking back at the ball, okay, the referees focus on that. If he's not looking at it and he tries to push the defensive back away, at that point he's going to get the call, and that's why that was made.
Set the kick is Aiello from his own 40. Set back is Grizzlies. That's a strong kick. Chenard cleans that, picks that one. Charlie Keith has it. No, who has it? I don't know. That's Chenard. He's got a blocker in front of him. He's across the 40. He's across the 45. He's at midfield, knocked out at just about midfield. That's the razzle-dazzle punt return.
Yeah, but it's a huge breakdown by the outside contained guy from Bedford. He was allowed to get pushed inside. That play by Goffstown is 100% by design, and he did not fight for outside position to turn that run upfield, and that's why he had all that space. You should never, ever have that much space on the outside.
He had a lot of space on that top of the screen. That's the trademark kick return for the Grizzlies as the Grizzlies are getting set here to come to the ball. 6 minutes remaining on the clock. 1st and 10. Charlie Keith leads the Grizzlies.
Yeah, it was Coach Stank. I see him over the sidelines talking to the guy that got poked inside. That's good coaching. That's what both of these, what Huff and Stank do. They do a great job.
Stinnett right up the middle. Boy, met right away. He's still on his feet. Oh, almost a second, third effort. Finally brought down by number 42 for the Bulldogs. Number 42, that's Owen Brown. He's a senior, 6 foot 175 linebacker. Boy, that was his third effort, Steve.
Like I said before, Alan, I mean, I just love to watch the trench battles going on here. The physicality going on in the trenches is as good as I've seen by any teams all year. Reminds me a little bit of Pinkett and Londonderry 3 weeks ago, but even more so. It's fierce.
Set back with Charlie Keith is Stinnett to his right, Duvall to his left. Stinnett gets the ball right up the middle. Wow, crushed right away. That's a big body. Is that 72?
77, Peter Valvey, I believe.
I saw 70.
6'3", 270. It was 70.
I saw Christian Francis.
Yeah, he was in there too, but 77 is the one that wrapped him up.
Wow.
That was, wow.
That's good defense, and those are big bodies.
Yeah, it looked like a grizzly bear.
Yeah.
Wrapping him up. No pun intended there.
5 minutes here on the clock. Grizzlies lead 14-7. This production is brought to you by Goffstown TV Sports and BCTV. And for those listening on 105.1, we hope you're enjoying. Charlie Keith set back 2 steps. He's rolling to the left. He's under pressure. He's at the 45. He's across midfield. He's now across the 45. He's out of bounds at about the 40-yard line, maybe the 42. Grizzlies will be close to having a first down.
Boy, they must have got him back quite a ways. Wow. I didn't
Did you see that?
I can't see it from here.
Yeah, no, that's all the way across the field. I guess they're giving it to him just across midfield at the 49
I
of the
thought it
Bulldogs.
was closer to the 40, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought he was at the 42.
But, I mean, they're right there. They must have seen it, yeah. But it looked like that way from here. Big play of the ball game right here, Alan, don't you think?
Yeah, this is 4th down, 6 yards to go. 4th down territory. We're getting a punt here with LaFave set to kick. Set back, lone receiver set back is Mumpini. Good kick by LaFave. Extra catch, fair catch.
Now that's how you're supposed to cover 3 yards.
Yeah.
A yard or two away.
Bulldogs will be 1st and 10. What is that? From their own 23-yard line.
So let me recap the last. You're down 14 zip. You can either step up and man up, or you can let go, and that's what they did on the offense, and they just did it on defense. We got a game in our hands, and this is what we want going into the second half.
Neither of these teams are going anywhere.
No, I totally agree.
We got another half plus 4 minutes and 35 seconds.
And what I'm also seeing, Alan, is adjustments being made by both coaches that are
And as you said
putting
earlier,
them in a better position.
As you said earlier, that's not surprising.
No.
I mean, these are 2 well-coached teams.
Two great leaders.
Morgan with Toscano in the backfield. Morgan in the shotgun. High snap. Toscano gets it. He's off to the right, cutting back to the middle. He's wrapped up.
Yeah.
I see 5. That's Poisson.
Way too much time taking lateral east-west movement. You've got to read that outside seal and then turn and cut immediately. Don't run 3 more steps, then run upfield. It's too much time. You give this great defense of the Grizzlies an opportunity to cover. Got to get through the line of scrimmage quicker, Alan. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's okay. 2nd down. 9 yards to go for the Bulldogs. 3 receivers at the bottom of the screen, 1 at the top. Toscano set back in the I formation. Morgan looking to pass. He's under pressure. He's still on his feet, running towards the sideline. Under a lot of pressure now. Pushed out of bounds by Jake Brown, number 52.
Yeah, better, but he can do better than that.
Yep.
He's got to make that decision. If it's not open, you're a backup quarterback. You've had about 1/10 the amount of reps with those receivers as Connor Robert did. You got to make a decision. If it's not there,
do something
tuck it and run. Don't sit there and try to run laterally, because this is a fast defense. They'll get you.
Quick. It's quick. Snap of a finger quick.
Tommy's getting it. He's coming.
Norfleet and Chabrick at the bottom of the screen. Morgan trying to get the Grizzlies off balance, and they do. They get the flag.
Yep. I was going to say this 2 plays ago. I mean, with the first play, they're starting to time the cadence a little bit, which means Bedford's getting a little bit lazy on mixing it up. That time that somebody must have called them downstairs, get cadence, they bit.
Absolutely. 1st and 10 now for the Bulldogs. This time they're at the 36-yard line, their own 36. They are moving right to left across your TV screen in the away white jerseys. Your Grizzlies are in the dark jerseys on the left side of your TV screen or radio.
And stops the clock. That's a big factor as well. It's like a free timeout and 5 yards.
We only got a 1-score difference here. They're 14-7. Morgan all alone in the backfield. Looking for a pass. Quick little pass out to the target. Slipped out of Chabrick's hands. Just maybe another 3 inches, he would have had it.
Yeah, bad mechanics right there. Tommy kind of went off of his back foot a little bit. He wants to follow through on that pass, throw it to the spot. He was kind of anchored back a little bit. One thing I do notice is the offensive line has been adjusted. They're starting to get down a little bit lower right now and getting underneath. That means that they're not quite as tired as they were earlier in the game. Offensive line doing a better job for Bedford.
Here's Morgan again, all alone. 3 receivers to your top of your screen, 2 to the bottom. Norfleet in motion. Norfleet gets the ball right up the middle, cuts to the middle. Wow, Adam Moses is there. He's going to be about 4 yards, 3 yards shy of a first down.
The quickness on the ground of a guy the size of Moses' size is just amazing to me, how he can move around the field. I mean,
3rd down, 5 yards to go with 3:28 on the clock. The clock is running.
does a great job getting separation from the offensive lineman, too. He's impressive. Saw him against Exeter on film, but seeing him live, pretty good.
Toscano set back. 3rd. It's not 3rd and 41, Steve. Oh, boy. Confusion on the transition. The ball's loose. Literally just slipped out of Morgan's hands. Recovers the ball. That's going to bring up 4th and long. Fourth and about 5. 4th and 6.
Yeah, little decision issues right there. You got to make the decision.
Like he slipped right out of his hand.
Well, it looked to me like he saw a defender coming in. You got to cut up inside that and take what you get. One of the hardest things for a quarterback to learn and happens through try. Well, we'll go over that next play. But
set to kick is Crowley. Set back is Duvall and Chenard. He had a nice kick the last time, Crowley. Good snap, crisp, nice kick all the way out to Chenard, bouncing at about the 35-yard line. It's taking a Grizzly bounce just a bit, not too bad. Grizzlies will be 1st and 10 from their own 37-yard line.
Very dangerous play by number 78 from Goffstown.
Evan Cuddy.
Evan Cuddy. That I'll tell you. Good thing he wasn't on the home side, because I know Coach Huff, he's a fundamentals guy. Would have been all of him. You stay away from that ball.
Yeah.
That thing took a weird bounce and hits his leg. That's a first down for Bedford.
Yep.
That was very risky right there. We're talking about, earlier about Morgan. He's got to make that decision earlier. I see the coaching staff go over and talk to him, but he's showing signs of improvement.
Grizzlies receivers from the top of your screen down. We have Putnam, Chenard, Duvall. Bottom of your screen, Jared Heidenreich. High snap, Charlie Keith under a lot of pressure. He's on his feet. He's across the line of scrimmage, cuts back to the middle, still on his feet. Close to a first down, still on his feet, spinning. Ball's loose. That's going to be Bulldog ball, and that's number 40 wrapping it up. Again, we think it's Dimitri.
Let's just assume it because he's playing like him. I'll tell you
that. Didn't see who sprung the ball and who forced the fumble for the Bulldogs. Did you catch that?
I did not. I was so interested in watching.
You were wrapped up in the play.
Wrapped up in the play. I didn't get a chance to see it.
What a change of events here for the Bulldogs. Will now be 1st and 10 in Grizzly territory at the Grizzly 37 with 2:12 on the clock. Plenty of time.
Too many spin moves by Goffstown on the run back there. Just too much. Take what you get.
We're going to send this one right down to Scott.
Let's be interested to see what he says.
That was another big turnover for Goffstown. They were driving, and unfortunately, Charlie Keith fumbled the ball. Bedford now in good field position.
Morgan's looking to pass. He's looking right towards the middle. Passes. Oh! Out of the hands of Coleman Handrahan, right in his hands, Steve. It looks like he could have just brought that one right in.
Yeah, I mean,
he was probably
Tommy Morgan's got to start making decisions to run the ball. They had 3 defenders on that receiver. There was no way with the arm you're going to get it there. He's got to start cutting and running and grabbing 3 yards at a whack and then coming back and recoiling.
Good play by Coleman Handrahan. He's a senior for the Grizzlies.
Sure was.
Morgan and Toscano. Toscano gets it, has a nice lane. Good blocking by the Bulldogs. Boy, he's lifted up. He's still on his feet. That's St. Ange trying to wrap him down, but I think he's got maybe a first down, Steve.
Arguably the best running back in all of the state of New Hampshire that wasn't starting.
You're right.
This kid's terrific, and he's showing it right now. He runs heavy. He runs like a Zonka. You remember those old days, Larry Zonka, right?
Yeah.
I'm dating myself big time there. He was.
Morgan in the shotgun, Toscano to his right. Whoop, we go.
That's something here. I don't know if it's a timeout. Timeout on Goffstown. Really like that call by Coach Huff. He knows what a serious time he's got. He didn't like what he saw on the defense. He got some things he wants to talk about. That's what a good coach does. Stop the football game, bring them in, let them know who's a leader here, give them their direction so these kids are going to go out and execute. Very, very smart call. I like the momentum change. Bedford's kind of moving down the field, getting yardage. Defensive line's getting beat by the offensive line. Get them back in line. Good call.
Steve, we're going to send it back down to Scott.
Sorry about that.
All right, another drive for Bedford. They're on Goffstown's 29 after that turnover. This is really big for momentum for Bedford. They're down 14-7. They really could use another score here. Now, Goffstown, uncharacteristically, they fumbled the ball twice, which has really kept Bedford in this game. So big stop for Goffstown with a 3rd down and 2, and I suspect it'll be a 4th down if they don't get it. So back to you guys.
Thanks, Scott. 3rd down, 2 yards to go. Ball is on the Grizzly 29. I got to believe the Bulldogs are going to pick up 2 here. I can't see they've been able to pick up.
Well, it's 2-down territory anyway. They're not going to kick it, so. Goffstown standing up. The whole defense standing up.
Morgan has 2. Norfleet and Toscano. Toscano gets the ball. He's easily got 2. He's into the secondary. He's wrapped up. Finally teared down. Let's see who's picking up at the bottom of the pile.
Nifty running there.
That's Evan Cuddy.
I got to tell you, once they get past the 40 on both sides, I'm having trouble seeing the jersey numbers of the red and black jerseys.
1:25 on the clock. The clock is running. 14-7. The Bulldogs are trailing the Grizzlies. 1st down, 10 yards to go. Ball's on the 20.
Interesting play call. I don't know what you think, Alan, but I would roll the quarterback out and give him another option here.
We're going to have a whistle, maybe another timeout. Nope.
Referee's timeout.
Official timeout this time.
Wonder what this is about.
Maybe a strap was loose on someone's helmet.
Yep, that's exactly what it was.
Looks like number 7, Legillian, didn't have his helmet strapped.
Yep, you only get one warning there. Next one's a flag.
Per player or per team?
I believe it's per team, I believe. It's a good rule.
Morgan, bobbled. Morgan picks it up, wrapped up right away. There's not much gain on the play. Maybe about, 2 yards on the play.
That's one of the few times that you don't sell a fake that you made out, because if he did, he would have been out on the flare.
That's 48 seconds, and we're going to have a timeout here by Bedford. Smart call by Coach Stank. 48 seconds on the clock.
I agree with you there, Alan. That was now you've got your first down. Now you want to plan your approach into the end zone. Your Bedford does not. Again, when you're playing away, you have to get points every time you get in the red zone.
Here we go. We're going to send it back down to Scott. Scott's at the 40-yard line.
So 40 seconds left. Bedford took a timeout. This is a real big drive for them. They got second down and 9. Bedford has fumbled the ball about 2 to 3 times. Their quarterback has. He's been very fortunate. He's been able to recover him, whereas Goffstown's quarterback has been a couple of fumbles and they've lost him. So that's really the story of the game. Fumbling, Goffstown's lost the ball. Bedford fumbled, they've recovered him. So back to you guys.
Thanks, Scott. Brings us back to second down action here with 9 yards to go. 49 seconds remaining in the first half here at the Grizzly Den. Let's see what Morgan, junior quarterback, has up his sleeve. Norfleet set back with him.
Probably have called in 2 separate plays.
Morgan, flip pass again, just a little toss up. Wrapped up, looks like Coleman Handrahan took his legs out from under him. He's down at about, I'd say about the, the 14, 13-yard line.
Somewhere around there. He actually he got a gain. He was tackled at the line of scrimmage. He was able to kind of shake his leg loose, get a couple yards on it.
Clock is running. We're down to 30 seconds here. Bulldogs are under a little bit of a gun here. 25 seconds remaining. Morgan with Norfleet. Morgan looking to pass. He drops the ball. He's under pursuit by Cuddy. He's all the way, tries to sidearm the ball. Ball is intended, I believe, for number 7.
Looks like number 7.
Gillian,
yeah.
Ball just fell out of his hand.
I think it was a good choice, because if he runs it and he goes down, they have to call a timeout. At least he was able to stop the clock. So
stop the clock, get the ball out, and now you have 17 seconds.
I heard the sideline yelling, "Throw it out, throw it out!" Stop the clock.
Well, he had a receiver there, so he can certainly throw it out of bounds.
Yeah,
that's what you want him to do.
Absolutely.
They're going for a choice of 3 points. They're going for the field goal. This is number 10. That's Aiello Joseph. He's a senior, 5'9", 152. This is going to be. Boy, that's about a 32-yard kick. Plenty of leg. A little wide right,
nice
I think.
Kick. Oh, to the right.
Way right. Yeah, definitely went right. Plenty of leg, though, there.
Wow,
Steve.
That was a line shot. That was a line shot. Yeah, Aiello's usually pretty accurate from that range. He's a great kicker.
I mean, that's plenty of leg on that. 14-7 score remains. 13 seconds remaining in the first half with the Grizzlies lead here in Goffstown. Big Division I matchup.
Tough for Bedford's perspective to come back empty-handed on that. To get the 3 points at 14-10 changes the game. Now you're within a situation where an 8-point touchdown with a 6 and 2, as you move the score further out, always comes in play. That's why that field goal is so important.
So now the Grizzlies take over at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to fall on it here.
Probably better than a kickoff and having them do their razzle-dazzle play. Charlie Keith set back is Duvall. Let's see what he does. Yep, he's going to take a knee. That's going to drain the clock. We're going to end the first half here. 14-7, Grizzlies lead here in Goffstown over the Bulldogs. Again, this is a co-production by Goffstown TV Sports, BCTV. Also, your listening pleasure on 105.1 WBH. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Come right back after the half. Welcome, football fans, for second half action here in Goffstown as we're getting set for second half action between the Goffstown Grizzlies and the Bedford Bulldogs. With a score of 14-7, Grizzlies lead is only 7. Both teams are excellent at the adjustment, Steve, at the halves.
They are. I mean, they actually start to adjust in the quarter. If you look at, there's a lot of information that goes down from the upper box of both of these teams. And that's because the head coaches tell them ahead of time what they're looking for, can communicate with the booth. That's why high school football today is so cool, because it emulates some of the upper levels as far as communication is concerned. So there's no question about that. I saw a lot of adjustments made on the Bedford offensive line because it was very clear. I could see it, that Tommy Morgan was getting screened. This is really about how if Tommy can continue to grow in the second half. Don't know if that's going to be able to happen, but this, it's about what we expected as far as the score, Alan, I think.
Yep. Grizzlies set to receive. Chenard, Putnam, Duval, and Charlie Keith. Set to kick. Number 10, it looks like Aiello. Correct, Steve?
Yeah, it is. He's a good kicker.
From his own 40, Bulldogs set to kick. Bulldogs are in white. Short kick right to about the 35. That's caught by Coleman Hanrahan. He's down at about the 33-yard line. Grizzlies will be 1st and 10.
Coaches love players like Coleman Hanrahan because he does what he's told. Doesn't try to take the ball into his own hand. You've got great field position like that. You're moving the football like Goffstown is. Absolutely. Take that possession. Absolutely. That's why he's out there.
Looks like the ball's at the 34-yard line. Sorry, Grizzlies are 1st and 10 as they come out to the line of scrimmage, led by their quarterback, Charlie Keith, Duval, and Stinnett in the backfield with Charlie. Stinnett, no, Charlie has the ball. He cuts back into the middle. Boy, that's where a lot of white shirts are. There's so many, Steve. I don't know which one you give credit to.
I really don't know. I'd probably give it either 7 and is it 91 or 81?
Yeah, it looks like 7 was in there first. That's Gillian.
81, Christian Bourgeois was in there as well. That was just a good job. Quarterback did what he had to do. There was nothing outside. It was totally contained. Just a good defensive play by Bedford.
Brings up 2nd and 9 for the Grizzlies. Stinnett and Duval in the backfield. Heidenreich at the bottom of the screen. Top of your screen is probably Putnam. Charlie has the ball. Pass. Passes out of the hands of Duval right at midfield. Couldn't hold on right to his gloves.
Looks like Duval jumped a little early on the ball. He actually was starting to come down. Nice timing route. Good pass.
Yeah.
It is a little steamy out there.
Certainly open.
Yeah, it's open, but the ball's a little steamy, I think, and it's difficult to catch when you're out on a stretch. But that would have been a nice seam for Goffstown to be able to get down the field. Now they're 3rd and 9. We'll see what they do.
3rd and long, 11:21 on the clock. Grizzlies lead by 7. Got to be a passing play. Charlie looking to pass. No, this time to Joey Poisson, the linebacker, up to about the 42-yard line. He's going to be 2 yards shy of the first down.
Key there, if I can get the number of the contain, that 22, Norfleet did a great job. He didn't bite down that time. He stayed out and contained, and that's why that wasn't a first down. So Bedford's defense comes up unless they're going to go for it.
Grizzlies set to punt. Lefebvre is on the field, number 57 for the Grizzlies.
If of any of the special teams I've seen a fake punt opportunity, this would be it right now.
Yep.
But probably with a lead of 14-7 at home, that's not going to happen. But
Mumpini set back at his own 25-yard line. Lefebvre under a lot of pressure gets off a nice kick, bouncing. Mumpini has it clean, looking to go somewhere towards the sideline, tripped up right away by Stinnett. He's out of bounds right in front of us here at the 39-yard line.
Yeah, you see Coach Stank over there talking to Mumpini. He's got to stop doing that. He's developing a bad habit of just straddling and straddling and straddling. High school football, you get a kick returner. You choose a vector and you go for it full speed. And what he's doing, he's rope-a-doping a little bit down there, and you're not going to gain on Goffstown special teams by doing that. It's not going to happen.
This ain't the team or the time to be rope-a-doping.
Absolutely not. And Coach Stank was right on it.
Morgan and Norfleet in the backfield. 16, top of your TV screen is Glennon. At the bottom is Chabrick, and 5, Mumpini. Morgan, pitch. Out to Norfleet, wrapped up right away. I think there's going to be a lot.
There's just a one-man gang out there. Number 3 from Goffstown.
Coleman Hanrahan. 2 excellent plays here. One on special teams, one on outside containment. He took on a lineman that was twice his size, and he held his gap and maintained outside pressure, and that's why Norfleet fell over him. Nice job. 10 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Morgan in the shotgun. Stepping back, looking to pass under a lot of pressure. Does a little alley-oop pass. Pass is incomplete. I don't even know who it was intended for.
Yeah, so one thing's got to happen here. Some of the Bedford team is I noticed, is frustrated with not the execution of what they're normally used to. You got a backup quarterback. When you get a pressure on that, you want to go back to him, tap his helmet, say, come on, we're with you. You don't hang your head and walk off the field. The quarterback's going to sense that. That's not going to help.
After that incomplete pass, Bulldogs find themselves 3rd and long, 3rd and 12 to be exact, from their own 36. Morgan all alone. Set back, looking to his right. He's dancing around. He's under some pressure by Cuddy. Now by Poisson, wrapped up by Poisson. He's dropped out of bounds.
That's what you like to see out of Tommy Morgan, some attitude. And we saw it right there. He still waited till second or two too long to go for it, but he's starting to get it. And this is what experience does. And that was a good play.
I thought they would have marked the ball a little bit further, closer to the 45. It looks like the 43.
I agree, Alan. But you know what? We're getting illusions over here because it looks like he's in bounds. I just think he went out of bounds a lot earlier than we think.
So this set to kick. This is Connor Crowley. He's a senior for the Bulldogs. Set back is Duval and Chouinard.
Tommy's got to make that decision earlier.
Low snap under a lot of pressure. It's blocked. Blocked by the Grizzlies. They're tapping the ball. They're falling on it. Grizzlies will have the ball at the 40-yard line of the Bulldogs. 1st and 10. Excellent field position for the Bulldogs.
Tommy Norfleet let that special. I couldn't tell who that was. Did you see who it was, Alan, that came in off the edge?
No,
we're going to go down the field? Okay.
Yeah, we're going to go down right down to Scott. Actually,
maybe Scott knows.
Scott was taking place right in front of him. Scott, down to you.
All right, that was a great block punt by Goffstown. I think it was either Baxter or Brown, but really big momentum shift for Goffstown. They really needed something. That was their first turnover. Let's see what Goffstown can do here. They're on the 40-yard line of Bedford. Need a big score here.
Thanks, Scott. Charlie Keat with Jack Stinnett in the backfield. Bottom of your screen is Jared Heidenreich. Stinnett gets the ball right up the middle, moving his feet, moving forward. North and south, as Steve mentioned. Tackled finally by number 7. That's Lugulian.
He got to the hole quick. There was just nothing there, but he was able to scrape out 2. Boy, I don't know, when you heard in the background, a lot of energy on the sidelines over there. Love to hear that. Looks like Bedford kind of moving to a 4-man front here.
Keith in the shotgun. Stinnett. Keith, quick pass. No, he fakes out one defender to Duval. He cuts back to the middle. He has an open seam. He has a blocker. He's out towards the end. He's going to be in the end zone. He's in the end zone. That's the mailman delivering his package one more time. Touchdown, Andrew Duval.
Prolific play right there by Duval, but I'll tell you, there's another guy that needs a lot of credit, and that's the quarterback. He did a terrific job of staying in the pocket. Bedford got hands in the air, blocked it. He was smart enough to wait. He knew the pocket wasn't closing, and he fired a strike to Duval, and that's all you need to do is get that young man in open space, and it's all over.
As we mentioned, you know, he can cut on a dime. He's cutting back. He's cutting this way. Now we have a minute coming up for the extra point here. Cap it off to make it 21-7 with 9:04 remaining in the third quarter.
Absolutely.
Quick, easy kick. Looks good from here. That is
I think
good.
it is.
Grizzlies 21-7.
So Grizzlies draw first blood here. Bedford had opportunities, and they weren't able to deliver their block punt. Those are the sort of special teams plays that change games, change close games. That's usually how they decided. Turnovers, interceptions, you know, fumbles, you know, that sort of a thing. You know, when you block a punt like that and you put yourself in the 38-yard line, boy. And that was so close. Bedford almost had it covered. Almost had the quarterback sacked the background, but great footwork inside the pocket to get that out to Duval.
And again, we want to put it in the athlete's hand and let him do what he can, and we know what he can do.
Absolutely.
Grizzlies are setting up to kick. That's Gibson on his own 40. Set back to receive. Again, for the Bulldogs is number 5. That's Mumfini, 82. Chabrick, 16, is Glennon. Also Norfleet.
This is a critical part of the game for Bedford. Both teams really, but Bedford, you know, this is a time that they've got to get something on the board on this possession. It's going to be tough to come back if they don't.
Well, it certainly hurts on their last chance to get 3 on the board. That's going to be by Glennon. He has it. He's across the 20. Has some blockers. He's headed towards that sideline right in front of us. And he's close out of bounds. Finally pushed out of bounds by 22, Colby Putnam.
Yeah,
Bulldogs 1st and 10.
That's what you're looking for from a kick returner, to be able to get the ball, decide where he's going, and then aim for it full speed, because what you're doing is you're creating it, making it very difficult for those Catane guys to get further down the field, and you can sometimes break it open. Goffstown covered it well, but nice blocking up front.
Bulldogs, after a nice return, find themselves on the 36-yard line, just over the 35.
Bedford really needs to rally around Tommy Morgan. You're not going to win the game unless Tommy's feeling good. You got to get behind this kid and support him.
Yeah. Morgan with Toscano to his left.
He's very explosive.
Looking to pass. Hopping to his left. He slips up. He's on the ground. He lost 5 yards on the play. That's going to push them back. That'll be 2nd and 15.
As soon as the pocket starts to collapse, where you start, your offensive linemen on the outside start to lose ground, number one instinct should be to step up immediately. Don't back up. And this is just a sign of kind of experience.
Well,
That's all he needs. He just needs experience.
Steve, also his field conditions. We mentioned earlier there was some rain yesterday.
Yeah.
The field was a little soggy, a little slippery, definitely slick.
But both teams have to play in that, Alan. That's just the way it is, you know?
That's Morgan rolling to his right.
That's better.
Cuddy is under pressure. He's going to grab him, wrap him up. Loss of another 5 yards. Ball is down at the 20.
Again, he's got two receivers out there. You've got to throw it over into the stands.
Exactly.
And you can't take those kind of losses.
Yep.
You know, tomorrow's another day, and you know, next down's another opportunity. You got to get there without losing ground. And that's just the experience factor.
That's going to bring up 3rd and 20 for the Bulldogs. Just under 8 minutes here in the third quarter, where the Grizzlies lead 21-7.
An 8-yard loss, Alan.
Yeah.
I mean, you just can't take. You got to throw the ball out.
Throw the ball out. He's all alone. There's no one in the backfield. Nor Fleet nor Toscano. All 5 receivers are out. He's dancing. He's right in the middle. He's jumping over his lineman. He's still on his feet. Pick it up.
All right.
Wow, brought down hard, right at the the 35-yard line. Picked up about maybe 15 yards?
Yeah, I would say about 10. About 10 yards, but that's a big pickup. Gives him 10 more yards to kick from.
Exactly.
Defense has got to stand here. I mean, this is, you know.
Setback is Chenard and Duval. Connor Crowley set to kick. 16 personnel coming off the field. Was Glennon rushing off the field. Excellent kick. Down at about the 40. Chenard's on a run. He's across midfield. He's got to be close to out of bounds. He's still, out of bounds at about the 30-yard line, maybe the 35-yard line. Looks like they're waving their hands.
Yeah, 21, Michael Olsen. He's got to square up against Chenard.
Boy, but you know what?
Turning sideways and trying to wrap him going 100 miles an hour is not going to get it done.
Well, Steve, he's catching that on a run. I mean, he's full tilt by the time he's got another 10 yards.
Yeah.
That's a strong running. I mean, that's.
I don't argue. I said you still have to square your hips and you got to make the hit.
Yeah.
You're trying to win a football game. If you use good form, you know, you can make it happen.
We're going to send this right down to Scott.
3-2-1. All right, big momentum shift here for Goffstown. Scored right out of the gate. And then they had a nice stop against Bedford. They're on offense here on Bedford's 35. Another score here could be difficult for Bedford to overcome.
Keith and Stinnett. Stinnett gets it. He's running to the left-hand side. He's across the 35, cutting back towards the middle across the 35. Now he's at the 25. Now he leans forward. He's at about the 24-yard line. Grizzlies are moving the chains.
Good momentum. Same situation there. Just a fundamental mistake by Tommy Norfleet, a defensive end there, or outside linebacker up to the line, whatever that position is that the Stanks got that called. He's got to contain in the outside. What did he do? He allowed himself to be pinned in, and that's what opens up big plays.
Steve, it sounds like you've done this before.
Alan, I love this. This is just
Isn't
terrific.
this fun?
Oh, I just love it.
And I don't know about you, but my contract was huge for the next 8 years. So
mine wasn't. So
that's Keith to Stinnett. Keith keeps it himself. Bumps to the outside. He's bumping back to the inside. Slips up on the field again. There we go with the conditions again, Steve.
Yeah, well,
he's down at about the 15-yard line.
You're absolutely right about the conditions, but both teams have to play in those conditions. Yep. So it really is a trump. It isn't like it's only going one way.
Yeah.
What Goffstown's doing is calling good plays, and they're getting the seal blocks on the outside. And linebackers are definitely slipping. There's no argument about that. But you know what? Goffstown's smart enough to go after it. I like the play calling on Goffstown the second half.
Keith to Stinnett. Maybe a pickup of 1 yard, maybe, Steve?
Yeah. One of the things, look how, even though he didn't pick up a lot, he's back to the line of scrimmage, gained a yard. Let's take a look at what happens there. How many half a second does it take for Goffstown to get to the line? They're playing the same offense. Bedford's taking almost 3 seconds to get to the line of scrimmage. It's too long.
And here's the other thing, Steve, is that the clock is running, and it's a running play. Obviously, the clock is to the advantage of the Grizzlies right now. Your best defense is just keeping the Bedford offense off the field.
Right on, Alan. Justin Huff's coached a few games this career. He knows how to manage the clock. I'll tell you, a guy that does it amazing.
Listen, I played Madden in my day as well. Here's Charlie Keith, keeps it himself. He's still on his feet, cutting back towards the middle. He's down at about the 6-yard line. Grizzlies in striking distance again of the Bulldogs' end zone.
Key there is getting through the hole quickly. This is Huff's, get to the line, drive it through the line of scrimmage, and that makes it very difficult for Bedford to slow this down. One of the things that you were talking about earlier is that if making those adjustments at halftime, right now Goffstown's adjustments have been
spot on.
Spot on.
Keith from the 2, from the 5, I'm sorry, second down, toss over to Wow.
Yeah.
Spun around. That's Norfleet on the tackle on Stinnett.
And what did Tommy do that time? Sorry, he stayed up. Yeah, that's the last thing you want to look at aside of my noggin. The Tommy stayed outside, contained that run, and he had separation out position from the offensive blocker, and that's why Tommy made a great play.
Yep.
Yep. There's a flag on the play.
Oh, we got a flag here, Steve.
Wow, I didn't see that.
Looks like it's at a close to the line of scrimmage. So is that?
I don't know if that's a personal. That seemed like it was.
Well, Grizzlies are clapping, so it's probably going to be first and goal for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, it has a feel like it's a personal foul to it because I didn't see that flag go off during the play. It looked like it was after.
You know, it could have been well after a dead ball foul type of thing.
Yeah. Oh, did you see what he called? I couldn't tell.
I didn't see it all. I mean,
I wonder if down the field saw it.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I wonder if Scott saw that. Grizzlies again taking their time, Steve. It's third quarter, 4:40 remaining.
Yeah, they're in the driver's seat right now.
Sure.
And one of the hardest things to do is to maintain success. Don't sweep. What does they sweep sweep a victory out of the jaws of defeat, or vice versa, or whatever it is.
That sounds good.
That sounds good. I think it was the opposite though.
We got some more whistles on the field. It looks like some confusion on the refs' part.
Yep.
They're discussing something going on here.
Yeah. And this is something I've seen all year,
Because,
Alan.
Steve, I don't mean to interrupt.
Sure, go ahead.
Right now, it's unless the field scoreboard is wrong, it doesn't say first down. So I don't know if any penalty was assessed.
Do they pick it up?
Yeah, it appears that there's no infraction on the play.
It does.
Charlie surrounded by Stinnett and Duval. Let's see if the mailman he's been busy. It's almost like Christmas. He's delivering a lot of packages these days. That's Keith. Ball is loose on the ground, picked up by 39. That's Toscano. Looks like a bad transition. And
yeah, I think there was a break. I'm not sure that both the quarterback and the running back were running the same play. I think that there was a little confusion. If you looked at it, it almost looked like he thought he was going to be faked because he wasn't really looking for the ball.
Yeah,
I don't know, but that's what it looked like.
Package was dropped. That one's not going to be delivered.
Yeah, well, that's a big play right there because that stops Goffstown from putting it away. Even 3 points would have made it difficult.
Yeah.
You know?
It's good defensive stand for the Bulldogs. Unfortunately, where they are, they're pressed deep in their own zone.
A little surprised on first down why they wouldn't have just gone up the gut. They were winning the battle in the A-gaps. I'm surprised that they weren't continuing to go for that.
21-7 is the score. 4:09 on the clock. Third quarter action here. Morgan in the shotgun to Norfleet. He cuts back towards the middle, slips up. Pennard and Moses is there. Pennard trying to strip that ball.
Too long to develop, Alan. You can't you can't have the quarterback. I mean, they're just not getting the timing to the line quick enough. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if you've got to start rolling out Tommy Morgan, creating yourself multiple options.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to practice that to do it.
Sure.
But yeah. This is
Morgan with Norfleet in the backfield. 3:40 on the clock. Looking for a handoff. Yep, that's Norfleet. He's got some running room. He's got momentum. Shenard is first initiation contact. Graggle the Grizzlies force him out of bounds. It's Duval, Brown, Pennard, and Shenarda's first contact.
Field conditions are really becoming a factor on both sides of the ball. It's really having an effect.
I will say, Steve, it appears that the conditions are at its worst on this end of the field.
I agree with you.
Both now. That's where we're seeing the slip-ups. We're not seeing it down this end of the field as much.
No, I totally agree. And this is going to be a hard trench for Bedford to work themselves out of. 3rd down and 4. This is a big play.
Ball's on the 15 for the Bulldogs. Looking to pass. Oh, there's that fancy little pass. Wow, initiated action. I think that was Cuddy, finished by Pennard. But who had first contact? I think that was.
I think it was
78 Evan Cuddy.
78 Evan Cuddy.
He's got great penetration on that line.
But again, what Goffstown's getting going to go down the field.
We're going to send this down to Scott. Scott, what do you got?
I'll tell you, one big thing in the second half is Goffstown's defense. They've been stout. Bedford has really not gotten any first down. One first down, so here comes the punt.
Here's the punt by Crowley. Wow, it's going to be a Grizzly bounce, I think. It is bouncing more towards the Grizzlies. Finally hit by Norfleet. Grizzlies will have the ball, I think. I want to say the 28-yard line, Steve, somewhere
around there. That's pretty. That's the way it's been played. This game has been played in Goffstown's advantage, and they're earning that advantage by the way they're playing, and they're keeping the field position game. This is a game I can tell you when I coached in the past, Justin's got to feel really good right now because, you know, if he can get 3 more points with that stout defense, like he was saying, that's key.
Really, 3 more is really what you need.
Yeah, that is.
I mean, if you get 3 more, that's now it's 4 possessions.
And I understand that Kicker's a good kicker inside of 35 yards. He's pretty reliable,
Absolutely.
right? Yeah, that's what I thought. So Bedford's got to be very conscious of.
Here's Keith with the Grizzlies, 1st and 10. He's looking to pass. He's going for it. He's got an open receiver high above the hands of Chenard. On the coverage was Norfleet and number 5, Mumfini.
Yeah, no need to throw into double coverage right there. He threw right into it. That could have been a costly play for Goffstown.
And the clock is at your advantage. I don't know why you wouldn't start it off with the running play. Get to keep the clock
2:20, and you're running the ball well inside the tackles. I mean, they're doing a great job. They're cleaning out the Bedford defensive line. Linebackers are getting hit as the linemen come off. I don't know. I'm surprised.
Charlie, high snaps. Stinnett gets it right up the middle. He's still on his feet. He's across the 20. Wow, brought down by... You got a number there? That's 39. That's
39.
Toscano.
Toscano, yeah.
Two-way player, clearly. Him and Norfleet doing a good job on defense as much as they're doing on offense.
We never did affirm whether 40 is Dimitri Anagnost.
No.
I don't know.
I say we go with it.
I say we go with it.
Charlie, good snap. Stinnett right up the middle. Moving that pile. No, they're all trying to strip that ball. I don't know if he picked up anything on the play. Maybe.
I think he did. I think he's going to be about 4th down and about 2. I would be surprised. Is this within field goal territory?
What are we at the? No, I think this might be a little bit of a stretch. I'd be.
Looks about a yard.
He's
yard shy.
About a foot shy. Scott,
is he foot? Yeah.
Yeah, Scott's right there on the sideline. I think he's looking right down the line of scrimmage. Clock, it is about 1.5, just under 1.5. 4th and 1. Clearly 4th down territory. Charlie in the shotgun. Bulldogs look antsy. They look like they want to get into some of this action.
A lot of time here.
Watch these two at the bottom of the screen. These two.
There's a little bit of a defense and offensive play call war going on. Who's going to get the last call? Goffstown really taking a lot off the clock now.
Oh, we got a late flag.
Yeah, 2 guys in motion. That's motion. Yeah.
Yep. That's a
backfield in.
Grizzlies.
It'd be 2 men in the backfield in motion.
So it'll bring up 4th and 6.
So Bedford dodges another bullet. It's probably going to be a tough field goal to attain. I imagine they'll try to go for it. I don't see a lot of gain in punting it.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they'll go for it. So this is going to be testing the leg.
I'm gonna guess. They're going to put the hands in the ball in the hands of Duval.
Yeah, I think that would be a safe bet. I'd say the percentages work pretty well.
And it's going to be a slant right across the middle. Right.
The amount of greasy cleats down there is amazing.
Yeah. Keith keeps it himself. Met right away at the line. Didn't even get to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
They're just blowing the whistle. That's 81 on the coverage for the Bulldogs. That's great coverage.
Yeah,
that's Bourgeois, and was that 42 as well?
I think
Owen Brown.
I think it was Owen Brown. Nice job on both sides. Had it contained, had it sealed in the middle. The big thing of that is it moves them into a little bit better field area than down inside the 20-yard line.
Yep.
Let's see if they can get some footing. But Bedford's got to put together an offense here that can move the sticks down the field. I mean, it is 21-7. If they can score here,
certainly plenty of time.
We kind of got a new ball game, but
we still got time left in the third quarter, 38 seconds to be exact.
They got to put it together.
Morgan with Aganost in the backfield. Aganost gets the call. Dimitri running to the top of the screen. He's still on his feet. Good run by the Bulldogs.
He's been a powerful runner. And
brought down by Poisson.
Absolutely. Yeah, nice run there. That's what you want.
That's a pickup of about 7 yards on the play. That's a nice run.
Further they get out towards midfield, the better the conditions are going to be.
For his first run of the day, this is the first time we saw him carry the ball.
It is.
Now the sun's coming out here at Grizzly Stadium. Passes to the outside. That looks like Glennon, number 16. The clock is still moving. He's still in bounds.
I think he's going to have it. Yep.
They're moving it. 7 seconds on the clock. So the clock will stop while they move the chains, and then it'll immediately pick up. Bulldogs should have one chance of a play for the third quarter.
I should have known that we were in the west. I mean, we're in the east right now. That sunshine is coming right through.
That's Morgan keeping the ball. He's rolling out, faking a pass. He's cutting towards the middle. He's going to have the first down,
This is what I've been saying all game, Alan.
Yep.
Get this guy out of the pocket immediately and then let him make a decision. If the DBs are backed up because they're playing prevent defense, then go for it.
Close to midfield are the Bulldogs. To start off, fourth quarter action, Bulldogs will be 1st and 10.
I actually think that Morgan is much more comfortable out of the pocket immediately than he is in the pocket, because now what's going to happen is his natural senses are going to go to work rather than get caught in there with tall linemen. Great defensive front by Goffstown causing havoc. Get him out of there and let him make a choice right there. He's got a great tall receiver in Chabrick to throw to. Throw it up high. If it misses, it goes out of bounds. I mean, this is...
Steve, let's send it down to Scott. See what he has to say right down on the sideline. Scott, what do you got?
All right, so Goffstown has really hurt themselves in the last couple of drives with miscues and penalties. They had an opportunity to kind of put the pedal to the metal here against Bedford, and so far they have not been able to deliver that knockout shot. So now their defense is going to be up against a little bit of a battle. Bedford is desperate. They got to drive.
Steve, I think they're just like maybe an inch or two shy.
Yeah, I think they are. But it's second down, so it opens up a lot of options. I'm sure Justin Huff is going to yield the first down in order to stop a big play. If he's going to err on anything, he's going to err on 2 inches. And last thing you want to allow Bedford to do here is put together some big play that's going to get them deep down in your territory and change the momentum of the game.
Bulldogs will be second down, 1 yard to go from their own 47-yard line. Wow, this sun is something right here, Steve.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in a crock pot.
Low and slow.
My son's down on the grounds there. He's got a pair of sunglasses. I wonder how much I could buy him off. He always needs money for college. Might be a good buy.
Good trade-off.
Yeah, nice
college
trade-off.
tuition, pair of sunglasses for 2 hours.
Nobody has left this stadium, Alan. Everybody is here. This game is...
far from over.
Far from over.
You can see down in the end zone on the right side, we get a lot of coaching staff from, it looks like it's
I thought there was a coaching clinic going on there or something with all of them that are there watching. Everybody's looking at both of these teams.
Sure.
There's no doubt everybody's looking at Goffstown. Wants to gain an edge, see it live instead of watching on film. And I can tell you, I've looked at film, broken it down as a coach. I can tell you, seeing a game live just gives you a different dimension than films. They're both good, but...
Setback is Toscano with Morgan at the 47. Third down, 1 yard to go. Morgan looking to pass. He's looking, fakes. Still on his feet, rolling out under a lot of pressure. Right across the middle at midfield, wide open. Met right at midfield with the first down. Tackle is by Pernard. Toscano on the reception.
Again, Tom has to roll out of that pocket. He's stepping back. He's putting himself in a situation where he's looking downfield. That's great, but he still could have done that, rolling out of that penetration coming in. But fortunately, there was a man open in the middle.
Fresh set of downs for the Bulldogs. 1st and 10 from the 50. What a delay. Wow, loss of yards. Big Cuddy got contact first. Finally finished by Jake Brown. Loss of about 10 yards on the play, Steve.
Don't understand the call. Why would you put, I mean, how about the call by Coach Huff and his defensive coordinator? How about that?
Yeah.
That was a great time to run a blitz. Clearly, Bedford was starting to get some momentum, but they kind of put themselves in that situation, made themselves vulnerable. Roll this guy out, get him outside so he can either do one of things, run it, throw it, or throw it out of bounds.
Morgan in the shotgun, looking to pass. Quick pass out to Glennon. Tripped up, hurdling over a defender, wrapped up and then blocked. Still on his feet, cuts back to the middle. Duvall slips up, stiff arms Pernard, gets a first down in Grizzly territory at about the 28-yard line.
These are the big plays that we were talking about, Alan.
Yep.
Big plays change momentum in games.
Sure is. And again, field conditions. You saw Duvall, his feet went right from under him.
Right, but let's see if Goffstown has as much trouble as Bedford did, being backed up on the defensive side.
Yep. 1st and 10, under 11 minutes here. Bulldogs trail by 3 scores. Rolling to his left is Morgan. Under pursuit by Cuddy.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
Big sack by Cuddy. A loss of about 12 yards on the play.
You got 7 right down there in the out of bounds. It's done by design. He's got to step up. As soon as he feels that pressure, sees the outside contain, haul it out of bounds. This has happened. I'd like to see how much yardage in this game as a stat was lost by not throwing it out of bounds when he should have. It's continuing and really changing things. I mean,
2nd and 18. Quite honestly, I thought it was more than that. Wow, that was a big play by Evan Cuddy, number 78. Morgan with Norfleet. Here it is, right up the middle. Norfleet goes, picks up a few yards on the play, maybe 1 or 2. That's going to bring up 3rd and 18.
Yeah, I don't understand a drop play in that situation. I don't get it. Why wouldn't you, look to get your best athlete on a bubble screen or something like that? At least get him in some open space so you can get him matched up one-on-one. Goffstown has great skilled players on defense, but still, you got to get your players in open space.
Brings up 3rd and long for the Bulldogs. No one in the backfield. Clearly a pass. Wobbly pass right across the middle. It's a pass. Going to be close to a first down. Is it a first down?
I think he's got it.
Yeah.
I think they're going to move the sticks. I'll tell you.
Big play.
This is what I mean about this kid. He needs experience.
He needs the confidence.
Yep. Even though that was a little bit of a wounded duck, it did have a little zip on it. I'm actually surprised that the defensive player held back and didn't go up for the ball. Yep. But, when you're in kind of a prevent status, that's what's going to happen. This is going to be interesting here, Alan.
Aganos in the backfield this time. We got a flag.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a cadence issue. Yeah.
I'll start on the Bulldogs. That's going to bring up second and long.
Yeah, Dimitri was owning up to that one, saying, hey, that one's on me.
We're under 10 minutes, close to the 9-minute mark.
I don't know what happened there. I'm not sure if that was on him. It looked to me like there was a confusing cadence count because one of the offensive line was moving as well. They didn't see it, but he was.
Morgan, bad snap, rolling to his left. He's under a lot of pressure there. Quick pass out to Aganos over his head. Intended receiver was Aganos. He was under a lot of pressure. Morgan did whatever he could there.
He did the right thing. Get it out, throw it out. Don't take another 8-yard loss. It's going to be second down at about 6. And that's what happens when you're able to go back to the line of scrimmage and run another play. And that's some growth there. Threw it a little high, probably another 6 inches down. That was a catch and some extra yard. Might have even been a first down. Big play right here.
2nd and 15, 8:47 on the clock. Bad snap again, under a lot of pressure. Quick pass out to Aganos. Duvall is there. Hanrahan is there.
Nice call right there. What happened is the coaching staff realized that's what Coach Huff did last time on second down when they were in that position. They ran a play against that. This is great strategy against two good coaches. It's fun. Nice call by Coach Stank and his offensive staff right there.
We got about 3rd and 6 to go. Ball is on the 11 of the Grizzlies. You get 14 on the board here. It's a completely different game.
Yep. 2-down territory.
Morgan, quick looking to pass. Sidearm. Pass intended for Chabrick, and that's just too low.
You can't throw on your back foot walking sideways. You can't do it. You got to set yourself in the pocket, fire that ball. He was wide open. And that's an execution issue right there.
And then he tried to throw it sidearm on top of it. I mean, it was just everything was adding up.
Just very unorthodox, very uncomfortable throw.
So they're not going for the 3 points. They're going for the touchdown right here.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, you pin the Grizzlies right against their own goal line. They could fumble the ball.
I think what Bedford's seeing, there's just not enough time on the clock not to go for it now. They're kind of putting the game on the line right now unless they could get another turnover. They're kind of putting it on there right now. Honestly, I think I would kick the field goal here. Look for another field goal and an 8. But that's why I'm up here.
Morgan, Toscano. No, Morgan still has it. Quick pass out to Limfini. He lunges forward. I don't think it's enough.
No, it's not. I don't think it's enough either. I don't like the call. I don't like the play call, and I don't like the decision not to kick a field goal. I think you get points in the game. You get points on the board. That's well within ILO's range, high percentage points there. I would have taken the points because in that situation, you never know what can happen. You get a turnover, whatever, and now at the very end of the game, so let's just say Bedford can get 3 points. Then they come back and they get a touchdown, right? Go for 2.
Sure.
They got some good runners right there, and then put it in the situation, you get the ball back with 2 minutes left, you can bring it down the field and only need a field goal with a great kicker.
Charlie Keith with Stinnett. 21-7 is the lead for the Grizzlies. Stinnett gets it. He's running around to the side. He's got a lot of room to run.
Well, Tommy Norfleet keeps getting pinned in right there. You can't allow that. You have to fight for outside pressure, turn the run upfield.
Pickup of about, 6 yards on the play.
I think it is, but that's all because of no containment. You've got your linebacker core in the middle of the field. The outside contain, what that does is forces the run inside, gives your linebackers an opportunity. You allow yourself to get pinned in. Now it's all in the runner's favor, especially with the speed of these Goffstown skill players.
And once they make that turn, there's a lot of green in front of them.
Low percentages of...
and now you're going to see the Grizzlies, I think, use a lot of the clock here.
Oh, there's no doubt. Yeah.
2nd and 3rd from their own 16. Charlie. Jax gets the ball. Stinnett right up the middle, easily first down and more. He's down at about the 25-yard line. Grizzlies moving the chains. 7:30 on the clock, 1st and 10 for the Grizzlies.
I'm seeing some real fatigue factor on the Bedford defense right now. Watching guys giving every single bit that they have, but you can tell the fatigue setting in. He's big, yeah, it's just...
they're big, they're sweaty, it's muggy. It's
well, you're playing uphill,
sticky,
too. You're down by 2 touchdowns, and you can't score. They're frustrated about, things that happened. They probably feel like, hey, look, we don't have our full squad on the field.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You got to keep, and they're fighting, but it's just too much to bear right now.
Keith, handoff to Stinnett up the middle.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Good heart. Good heart. Nice job by Bedford.
81 on the tackle. That's Bourgeois. He's in there. We're calling his name quite a bit today.
Yeah, as soon as you see the hands on the hips, guys turning down, facing the ground like that, they're trying to get air. They're trying to get regenerated. Bedford really needs a break right now. They need somebody to throw a pass, interception, somebody to bobble the ball. They really need that. Otherwise, it's going to be awful hard.
2nd and 9 for the Grizzlies. 6:40 on the clock with the lead of 21-7 here in Goffstown over the Bulldogs. Duvall in motion. He gets it. He's running around the end. Can he make a turn? Yes. Still on his feet. He's dipping. He's dodging. He's across the 35, down at about the 36-yard line.
Little Connor Bohr-esque right there. Yeah. Just able to kind of develop his own play. As soon as he's in open space, it's just very shifty. It's very rare that the first and sometimes the second tackler actually gets him down, and that's just such a valuable resource to have on a football field.
That's another first down for the Grizzlies, moving the chains. 1st and 10. Clock will still be moving.
Yeah, one more first down is going to make it real difficult. Bedford really, to have any chance of this game, has really got to stop him here.
Grizzlies certainly taking their time.
Yeah, I think I think Coach Huff now is reading the defense and play calling off of that.
Keith keeps it himself, runs around the edge, cuts back towards the middle. Boy, picked up about 9, maybe.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any problem with Keith and Duvall on the running as far as a slippery field. I don't know what they got for spikes right there, but boy, I'll tell you.
Maybe they're 9 inches long.
Maybe I don't know. I don't see it that way. It doesn't look that way, but I'll tell you, they don't seem to be having that kind of problem running. They're doing a great job with their cuts, and they're feeding off of their blocks, waiting for them to develop, Alan, and it's just really hard for Bedford to stop it right now.
And they're probably just shy of 1 yard. I'm going to say a half a yard.
Yes, 2nd and 1 is a coach's dream in offense. So many options. Looks like they got the play called in. They're going to go with it.
Yeah, they're going to wait till that back official puts his arm up, and then they'll take all the time. High snap. Stinnett gets it right up the middle. First down, easy. Moving the chains, keeping the clock going.
Unless Goffstown, if you take 4 more downs, either one or two things going to happen. Bedford's going to have to start taking his timeouts, which is just going to make it really difficult. But, right now, they're going to be able to get it inside of probably 2.5 minutes, some 2:20, somewhere around. That's going to be it's really difficult. Handed to Goffstown today. They came to play.
Yep. Despite some fumbles and some miscues.
They just made some great decisions. Look, you're going to have fumbles in games.
Yeah.
But they're executing.
Keith with Stinnett. Again, Charlie taking his time. Duvall in motion. Charlie keeps it himself, goes to the middle, goes to the outside, goes back to the middle, leans forward and picks up maybe a half a yard.
Nice job by number 7 from Bedford, Lagulian. Nice job. He got separation from the offensive lineman and was able to hold both gaps and wrap up the legs and stop him from moving. But time is clicking here.
Yeah, we're approaching the 4-minute mark in the fourth quarter.
That's why I really would have liked to have had 3 points on the board. It would have changed things a little bit. Now you got to go down and get 7, and then you do an onside kick and try to get Aiello within range. Actually, I should say 8, sorry.
Keith taking his time. In the shotgun, Stinnett running to the top of the screen. Can he make the turn? No, just can't make midfield.
That's a good situation, Tommy. You don't fleet there. Maintain outside containment. That's exactly what I guess we're going to go on the field.
Yeah, we're going to bring it down to Scott. Scott, what do you got for us?
All right, so Goffstown really key to the ball. Real. Okay, we're done for the game.
Okay. 3:19 on the clock. Clock is ticking. Grizzlies in control at this point. 21-7 is the score. 3rd down, 9 yards to go.
Coach Stank just pulled his offensive lineman off, trying to get him a little bit of gas, and hopefully these subs for on defense can get the job done.
Yeah, 42 is coming out. That's Owen Brown checking in as Aganos.
Yeah, got an equipment issue there.
Yeah, his strap again.
Yeah, smart move by Coach Stank.
Yeah, give him a helmet.
Yep.
Give the kid a
not
helmet.
only give him a helmet, but, I mean, get your offensive line off the field with the hope that you're going to stop this thing, and then hopefully they'll have a little gas going in, get a little drink. But you got to stop them. Boy, long count here,
Yeah,
Alan.
boy, under 3 minutes here.
Boy, oh
Grizzlies
boy.
in complete
This
control.
is not high tempo.
No. Stinnett, wow, excellent tackle through the penetration. That's Norfleet.
This Northeast just a
that's
terrific football
incredible.
player.
Oh, my
terrific.
gosh.
He made a few mistakes going, biting inside, but this kid is a
Senior,
is a-
6'2", 205.
I'll tell you
I mean,
right now,
that's-
this kid plays his heart out every single play. I've watched him all year, Alan, and
Jeez.
he plays with heart and skill.
Yeah,
And,
clearly not surprising. We got a timeout here with 2:34 on the clock with the Grizzlies lead 21-7.
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess this is that point where you say, okay, would you rather have had 3 points on the board?
Yeah.
I would have, because now you're within you're within a touchdown, 2 points, and a field goal to tie it up. Now you've got to get 2 touchdowns. That's awful hard to do.
Yeah. You
And
haven't got 2 touchdowns all game.
I
What
would
makes
have
you think
taken
you'll do it at
Yep.
2 minutes, right?
The other thing it would have given you the option is if you get the field goal, you would have had a kickoff.
Right.
So you might have been able to do an onside kick at
Sure.
that point and try to do
More
it with
options.
4 minutes and 48 seconds that were left at that time.
Yeah.
Bet a good onside kick and put the game. I mean, you're kind of putting the game on the line by going for it in 4th down. I'd rather kick the field goal and put the game on the line with a onside kick. That's my only point, Alan.
Yep.
But like I say, there's always more than one way to skin a cat. Bedford's really got to score quickly here, Alan. I mean, they have to go aerial downfield, and they have to get out of bounds every single play. To score 2 touchdowns is just too difficult. Touchdown onside and field goal, different ball game.
Set to kick is Lefebvre. Done a great job, even under pressure the last couple games. 2:34 on the clock. Good snap. Gets a good kick, nice and high. That's going to land somewhere around the 25-yard line. Fair
Special
catch by
teams.
Mancini.
Special teams are such a critical part. That's why they call it 3 phases of the game, not 2. There's a situation there right now. That kicker right there, that's a big play for Goffstown.
Yeah.
You don't give him a run back. You plant him deep. You look at the clock at 2:20. A terrific job.
Yep.
And excellent cover as well.
And only 7 seconds off the clock there.
Yep.
Bulldogs find themselves 1st and 10.
It's really more about the field position, Alan,
Sure.
where you pinned him back and no run back.
At the 25,
I mean,
yeah.
that just cuts down big plays. Hang time must have been about, 4
Yeah,
seconds? That's pretty good for high school.
Toscano in the backfield with Morgan. Looking to pass. Quick pass out to Glennon. He's going to run out of bounds. Forced out of bounds by St. Ange, number 27 for the
You
Grizzlies.
can run a lot of plays when you do
Yeah,
this.
that's exactly
I
right.
would have been doing this, as I said earlier. I would have been doing this back with 7 or 8 times in
7
the
or
game.
8 minutes,
Roll
yeah.
this guy out patterns, go down the field, don't take time off the clock.
So if you're the Grizzlies, are you playing that guy a little bit tighter?
No, you have to play off, because if he runs and guns,
You're gonna-
now you get it. You have to give it.
Morgan set to pass again, right across. That's number 7. That's Legullion. He's moving the chains.
You got Cole Glennon sitting right out in the out of bounds area, and he doesn't throw to him. You got to throw out of bounds.
Yep.
Now you're burning valuable time off the clock, but fortunately they were able to get a 1st down and stop it.
At the 40, Morgan looking left. Under a lot of pressure. Sidearms it again. Quick pass intercepted by Carter Chenard. Excellent interception.
You can't throw a deep one-on-one coverage pass running backwards. You just can't do it, Alan. You've got to set your feet, fire the ball, roll out. I really like the rollout element of an inexperienced quarterback. He's coming off the field right now. He's down. But this kid, Tommy Morgan, if he's going to be the Bedford quarterback for the rest of the year, going into next year, this is extremely valuable experience for this young man. And that's why when you see the coaches on the sidelines giving this kid a bang on the helmet, he's upset, he's mad, he's not going to sleep tonight, he's going to be PO'd tomorrow. But this kid was a competitor, and I saw some growth. A lot of it is the decisions I would have liked to have seen to get him with that triple option. Remember, when you run outside the pocket, you can run it, you can pass it.
A lot of sacks for loss. A lot of big gains.
But he was kind of put in that situation.
Sure. Keith to Stinnett. No, Keith has it. Nice to the middle. On his feet. Pickup of about maybe 4 yards on the play.
Yeah, 4 instead of 14.
Well,
I don't know if they're going to give him.
Bedford says they have the ball.
Yeah, they're not going to give it to him because they didn't let him continue the play. That's a sure sign. Saying his knee was down.
Okay.
So it's over. No replay at high school yet.
Yeah,
And I
exactly.
emphasize yet.
Yeah,
Technology
I
I'm
know.
seeing is unbelievable. But Tommy Norfleet that time, what did he do? Contain the run.
Yeah.
Only 4 yards rather than 14.
Yep.
Nice job, Tommy.
1:30 on the clock for the Grizzlies.
Goffstown playing very disciplined control of this 21-7 lead, doing a good job. Had some problems there back earlier. you know, but you're playing a good football team in Bedford, but they're really doing a good job managing this clock, bringing it down.
Charlie taking his time. Stinnett right up the middle. Right across midfield at the 48, 49-yard line right in front of us here.
What you want is your hands guy. You want a guy that knows how to hold two hands on a football, follow directions, and just keep running up the middle and cut this. Make them spend their timeouts and then start running major time off the clock.
Timeout on the field.
Well, we'll see. Getting a little bit of water on the sidelines. I think Bedford has, one more timeout, or is that their last? I can't tell.
I think that, it's not marked.
You don't have TOs on the board, right?
No.
Yeah. Is there one timeout left? Okay, so we got one timeout to our excellent technical crew here working with us.
How about that?
Certainly want to hand a lot of praise out to these technical guys, these cameramen. These are young fellas.
Yeah.
Very proud of all you guys. You've
All
done a
students.
terrific job. You're all business. You got some good, not afraid to tell us to get our mugs out of the camera when we're going down the sidelines.
Yeah.
No problem there. You guys are great. Terrific job. Chris Gentry, terrific job.
Adam McCune in the back studio. Scott Gross on sideline reporting. Broden on camera. Parker on camera. Kevin on camera.
All trying to bring you local football.
That's a heck of a crew.
That sure is. Glad I'm not paying them.
Keith keeps it, rumps to the outside under a lot of pressure. That's number 81.
81. Terrific job.
That's Bourgeois again.
That's Bourgeois, good player.
4 yards.
Yep. I mean, nice to see that, Bedford's trying to give everything they have to the end of the game.
Yep.
But
102 on the clock.
102, I think that's it, right? Yeah, that'll be it for Bedford, I believe. Correct? Yeah, so we're out of timeouts. So it looks like they'll probably get the ball back one more time. But, we were talking earlier, one of the things that happens when you haven't scored in a long time, that's another reason why I would have grabbed the 3.
Yeah.
There's something about on a football field when you can start achieving points and cutting down the lead. It just does something for momentum. Hey, at least we come up. If there's one thing about Bedford in this game that I would say, they just came up empty-handed way too many times.
Yeah.
I mean, they've had great opportunities.
They missed the field goal.
Yeah, and they didn't take advantage of Goffstown's mistakes either.
Right.
And Goffstown has taken advantage of Bedford's mistakes for the most part, and that's been a big difference in the game. And obviously the quarterback position for Bedford's been a big challenge. Nothing against Tommy Morgan. It's an awful, awful tough thing to do, to come out with 1 week of practice against a team of this quality in Goffstown.
Lefebvre set to kick for the Grizzlies. Set back Memphini, number 5, yep. Good kick again. Down at about the 33-yard line.
Yeah, this guy's impressive. This kid's impressive.
He's got a good leg.
It isn't just about his good leg. It's about his positioning. When you want it high, he delivers it high. When you want it off to the side, you know, run back, he delivers. He's done it all game.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
He's done that the last couple games. We've made note of that. And,
and
done a super job on special teams.
And sometimes you start playing teams which you're dead even. That can be the difference maker in the game, is the kicking game. It's such a big, important part. You know, the great Bill Belichick talks about that all the time. 3 phases of the game. The kicking game is a big part. When you start playing worthy opponents like we got here and other things that
makes all the difference.
In playoff football, kicking game is big.
Morgan with Norfleet. Morgan looking to pass. He's going way down. Oh, wow, Glennon, I think that hit the ground. No, we talked about this last week. Steve, just to get the ball to the sideline from the middle of the field, that's a long pass.
That's a long pass, but when you reverse pivot and you're backing up off your back leg,
you're not going to make it.
I mean, you're not going to make it. It's this is just mechanics that this young man will work with this fella over the offseason and continue to build him. Like to see him grow another inch, which I'm sure he will. He's a young fella.
Yep.
And
Morgan with Norfleet.
He's going to have more days.
Morgan looking to pass across the middle, looking for under a lot of pressure. He's going to get swallowed up.
Boy, that's it.
Nice job.
What a terrific job.
Hits his target, number 5.
Very proud of him.
That's a great pass.
That's very proud. Now, that's good footwork right there. See, that's one of the things. He kind of surprises you there, and then his newness or his inexperience shows up on other plays.
Yeah.
That was a terrific movement in the pocket.
Great strike.
Set his feet.
Got out of the pocket.
Yep. Kid can throw the ball. Nice job, Tommy Morgan.
30 seconds on the clock. Morgan looking downfield under a lot of pressure. He's
excellent, Tommy.
Big pass, high.
Number 7, Goulian's got to run his route.
Yep.
He threw to the spot. It was there.
Hand-to-hand on the coverage, as well as St. Ange. 23 seconds on the clock.
two of Tommy Morgan's best plays of the game, the last
Right there.
two.
Yeah.
That's good pocket work. That's what you like to see in a quarterback, setting in and then making a quick decision.
Well, the other thing is the confidence. I mean,
confidence,
the last thing, it's very easy to put his head down and say the game's over, I'm not going to do anything.
No, he's not doing that. He's a game kid.
Morgan from the...
Set, make a decision. Attaboy.
Here's the pass. Intercepted by
through into double
hand-to-hand.
coverage.
Cross midfield, hand-to-hand. He's going to chase by, grab. Helmet taken off by Crowley.
Yeah, his mouthpiece came out. He took quite a shot when his helmet hit the ground there.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it's a soft field. He'll be okay.
Nice interception by Hanrahan.
Very nice. I mean, when I say good job, Tommy, that was 3 good, excellent pocket work. Unfortunately, you just threw it into double cover. He's forced to try to make something happen. Nice defensive play there. I hope he's okay. I think he is. He got right up afterwards, but he took a shot. Soft ground, very helpful.
He's a tough kid.
Yeah, tough kid.
Great interception. He was the one earlier with the interception was right in his hand, just slipped up a little bit.
On Friday Night Lights this morning, Nick and I did a talk show every week, 10 o'clock. Had Coach Huft on, and Coach Huft talked about the quality of the athletes of both the sides of the ball.
Yeah.
These are all great kids. They respect each other. A lot of respect in this game. A lot of mutual respect between the coaches. I'll tell you, Goffstown played hard, but they were great hosts.
Yep.
Quality. Look at the handshaking going on out there. They recognize it is what it is. And this is good quality high school football.
This
True
is as
gentlemen.
good as it gets.
And I'll tell you, I've done about, 12 games, 13 games so far this year. I don't think I've seen harder hitting in the trenches in the first 3 quarters I saw in this game.
Very good game.
It was wicked.
So to wrap things up on this co-production by Goffstown TV and BCTV and the listening pleasure on 105.1 WBH, I'm Al Pottman, voice of the Grizzlies. We want to thank you for the score here. Goffstown 21, Bedford Bulldogs 7. Thanks for tuning in.